right, thank you very much. And you are welcome to the Women of Divine Destiny Initiative, as I have said. And this is called Y.E.S, because you are young, you are empowered, and you are strong. So thank you very much for being here today. I want to welcome the founder of Y.E.S and also the host of this program, Her Excellency Zinaria Unoma Nkechizrocha Sokorocha. Thank you very much. She's the one who put together this beautiful gathering, because for her, teenagers and young people are the heartbeat of the nation, because we have to get it young from this stage. It means that once you get it right here, it means that in the nearest future, you don't need somebody to drag you to tell you that this is what you have to do, because you have been nurtured. So here they call us the nurturer. So we welcome Her Excellency Zinaria Unoma Nkechizrocha Sokorocha. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you. And we also like to welcome our speaker. We have 3 speakers for today, but for now, the first session, we'll be having our first speaker, Mrs. Francis Undu. Thank you very much for being here, Mrs. Francis. And we also have our moderator, who is in person of Mrs. Y.E.S. Thank you very much. And so we will be representing our school today. If we call your school, you have to do something better. Show that you are here. Do we have Legacy Academy here? Is that not too small? Do we have Legacy Academy here? Okay, thank you, Legacy, for being here today. Do we have Marvin Academy here? Nice, I can see them here. And then do we have the Rochas Foundation Academy? Is the Rochas Foundation winning us? Okay, thank you very much, everybody. And I want to inform you that before the program starts, that we'll be having amazing gifts for the most active participants of today's program. So we need you to be So please do your best. Do your best to participate in this. We want you to go home or to go back to your school, not just the way you came, with a new information and something else. Thank you very much. So from now on, I am going to invite our moderator. She's going to be the anchor of this program, Mrs. Y.E.S. She's an independent broadcaster, a motivational speaker, and a trainer. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me. I was actually going to say, we don't know your name.
Okay, I am Laurel Amaranjo. I am the program coordinator for this project.
Okay, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you. But please, we are students. I want to believe most of us here are students. So when I say give us a round of applause, you know how it's done. That's a round of applause. So it's not, no, we are learned, right? Good to know. I want to thank God for this gathering, and I want to say thank you to Her Excellency for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this, and also to our speakers as they come. Thank you, Mrs. Francis, for being here. Mrs. Francis Udu, we appreciate you. As we've been told, Y.E.S is all about empowering, giving, instilling the right things in you and I. Whether you're a woman, you're physically challenged, you're a youth, or you're displaced somewhere. Whether you are a widow or just someone who doesn't know where you belong, Y.E.S will give you a ground, a place to belong by empowering you and making you a better person. Let's give a round of applause to Y.E.S. Okay, some of us have not gotten it right. Maybe I'll have to drop this so I show you. That's a round of applause. Thank you. So let's give a round of applause to Y.E.S. Thank you very much. All right, today we have some very beautiful rules. And, you know, without rules, there is no nation, there is no society. So to guide us today in all that we'll be doing our rules, and I'll quickly run through them so that we don't make mistakes, right? And somebody won't tell me, I didn't know. So For the do's for today, do make sure that you are active. Participate in sessions, ask questions, share your experiences, and network with fellow participants to make sure that you get the most out of this program. Do be open-minded. You know what that means? You have to imagine that you never knew anything before coming here today. Because when you have or you assume that you know it all, you won't be able to learn. So be open-minded. Tell yourself, I'm going to enjoy today and I'm going to learn from whatever is being done here today. Do we have that? Yes. All right. Do network and connect. You know, you never can tell what the other person's got that you don't have. So be ready to network, connect. Do come prepared. I'm sure you are already prepared. You have your writing materials. Good. And of course, we have do provide feedback. That is key. It is really important to what we are doing here today, so that next time we also find a way to serve you and others better. Thank you. And about our don'ts, we already have the do's. The don'ts: no side conversations. Do not do those side talks we do in class, you know. Please touch her. No, we don't have that today. Thank you. And ignoring safety measures is a don't. Make sure to obey and, yes, comply with the safety measures. Don't be afraid to ask questions. We are all learning. I am learning. That's the truth. And I'm here to learn from you as much as I'm hoping that you also learn from me. All right? So don't be afraid to ask questions. Nobody knows it all, so we can all learn from one another. Please refrain from causing distractions with your phone. I want to believe that we don't have our phones except for the our excellency and the speakers and maybe our teachers. So even for the teachers, please do not distract us with your phone. And no typing or what have you, or receiving of calls during this session. Thank you very much. Yes, finally, last but not the least, please refrain from littering the studio with papers and junks. Kindly dispose all waste appropriately. Make sure to put what you don't want or you don't need. Make sure to put them where they are supposed to be. Don't litter the floor. I want to believe we have obedient people here, right? People who obey. I can't hear your answer. Yes. Thank you. So that's done. For well, we will have panelists. Laurel. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. So to kick off the event today, we have our first speaker, who is Mrs. Frances Undu. She is a public speaker, loves to build self-esteem and self-confidence in young people like you and I. You know, I'm very young too. So she is also passionate about building and helping you and I to be better people than we are. I would like us to all stand up respectfully to welcome Mrs. Frances Udu. Welcome. So please have your seat. Don't forget, you should be free to ask questions. Listen attentively, learn, and ask questions.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to recognize Her Excellency for putting together this program. And we are grateful for this platform. And I'm standing on the protocol from Mrs. Ikalo Udo. I'm representing her to deliver this very fantastic and most interesting topic. I'm sure at the end of this section, you'll be very happy with me. Good morning once more. Our topic for today is on effective communication. I'd like to start by asking you a question. Have you ever been in a tight situation where you were supposed to express yourself and communicate to your parents or your teachers, and they seem not to understand you? You try harder, you change your use of words, you demonstrate, you act it out, and your mom is not understanding you. Who has ever experienced it? Do you want to share? Just one person. It's going to be very interactive so that we'll all enjoy and understand ourselves today. You don't want to share. Okay, who wants to share an experience where you've been trying to explain yourself? You were trying to communicate. The harder you tried, the more your mom drifted away from you. She just seemed not to understand you. You went to your dad to explain, and before you could say, "Good morning, Dad," your daddy said, "No." He would judge you instantly. Please, have you ever had that experience? Okay.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Emmanuel Yanga. I'm a proud student, an ex-student of the Rochers Foundation College of Africa from South Sudan.
Wow.
Okay. This my experience was in school. One time like this, when I was in primary 8, trying to enter the secondary level. So the other classes from primary 1 to 7 were doing exams. And throughout my year in the school, I've been like a class prefect, so the teachers and everyone know me very well, and they respect me very well. So during that exam period, since I want to exercise for my, last exam to enter secondary school, I went and asked for the past question where they are writing. I said, "Can I exercise with primary 7 papers? Let me just see my capacity." So they trusted me and gave me the paper that go and exercise yourself. So when I started writing, I answered some questions, some were hard. So I just left the paper on my table. I went out, not knowing that one of my brother, he came and he carried the paper. Then my sister was in primary 7. He went there and he was dictating to the girl the answers. But then the girl was very slow. She could not just get everything, and time was almost over. So he said, since I did not write my name on the paper to indicate that it's for someone, they just exchanged. So the girl wrote her name on my paper, then threw her own outside. But then her handwriting is bigger. Mine is very small. So the names are written very big, while the answers were very small. And then the girl also is not intelligent. So when the teacher was marking up to 75%, she was like, "How can this girl get, I know her last term or everything, how can she get up to 75 just like that?" So after checking, the teacher discovered that actually the handwriting, there were 2 handwritings, that the name and this one. And the teacher knew my handwriting very well because it was my math teacher. So he called the next day. When I went home, I just want to make it fast. When I went home, my brothers made me and said that, "See what we did." I said, "Why you did not tell me? This is a trouble now." So I ran to the school the next day. Teacher said, "I'm not listening to you. Don't tell me anything." So they call us at the office and asked me. So my 2 brothers, my brother and my sister say that I collaborated with them to do the expo. I tried to explain. I was crying. In fact, they sent all the female teachers out of the staff room so that they can hold me and beat me because I refused.
Like a criminal, right?
Yes.
They were already treating you like a criminal.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have to hold me. Teachers have to hold me to flog me because I explained all I could. My brother said he was there with us. And it was a very bad one for me. But then I've forgiven them since.
Okay. A round of applause for him. You know, it takes boldness to share your true life experience. Did you notice one thing he kept on saying? He repeatedly said no one was listening to him. For a communication to be very effective, you have to build your listening skills very well. We have situations where parents don't listen to their children and children don't listen to their parents. Am I right? Yes. I'm sure you think I'm going to talk about parents and teachers all alone. Yes. There are situations where parents don't listen to their kids and kids don't listen to their parents. Okay, so now we're going to take a quick definition of what effective communication is. Okay. Effective communication is the process of exchanging ideas, thoughts, opinions, knowledge, and data so that the message will be received and understood with clarity and purpose. Do I repeat that? Effective communication is the process of exchanging ideas, thoughts, opinions, knowledge, data so that the message will be received and understood with clarity and purpose. Now, a lot goes on in the teenager's mind. Who am I? How do I fit into the society? What career should I pursue in life? Have you ever had a situation, it could be your friend, and then someone says, I want to be a musician, I want to sing. And then your mom is saying, or your teacher is saying, you need to be a medical doctor. You need to study law. And then you know you have this desire within you. Every day you stand in front of the mirror and you sing. Even when the sounds are not well put together, but you are so sure that you want to be trained and pursue this career. And then countless times you've talked to your mom. Mom, can you register me in a music class? Mom, can you do this? And your mom is not listening to you. She already has something in her mind that she prepared for you. She said, this one, you are my first daughter. And so you're going to study law so that you finish all my enemies. This one, you're going to be a medical doctor. And then you keep trying to explain, Mom, I think I've discovered what I love in life. And then they're not listening to you. Who has that experience? Okay, now, because it's going to be very interactive between our parents, most of our parents are not here, but I'm sure they will get to see this. So now, I'm going to be moving from us, the children, to parents, and then back to the teachers, because this discussion is between these three people, very three key people in your life. You, your parents, and your teacher in school. They are the most important people in your life that needs to build you and push you to the next level. I'll tell us a story. When I was in secondary school, I was in boarding school, and then there is this girl in my JS1. She was on the big side. You know all those big girls, but her self-esteem was very low. It was low because many times people laughed at her and say, your uniform looks like the senior girls. You know, when they say, JS1 girls, gather here, run to the seniors. You know, those days in secondary school. I attended Federal Government Girls College, Onitsha. So they will call you. If you are passing, I want us to relax and listen to this gist. You know, there is this thing that was raining in my school then. A senior girl can just call, what we used to call it then, you say, a Jew. They will not even say a junior girl. They will say, as you are passing, if they want to send you on an errand, they will say, a Jew. You will see us running from afar, running towards their direction, because the last person to get to the senior that called for junior girl will be sent on an errand. So you can imagine the race. A Jew, you will drop whatever you are doing and you will race to that direction. And so on this particular day, the seniors called a Jew. I was on my way to prep. I had already finished eating, and then I wanted to go and study in class. It was prep time because, of course, everything was timed. And then this senior girl just said, a Jew. I dropped my bag. I ran. Everybody ran. And this particular girl, who I'll choose to call Ada ran, but because she was a bit sluggish, she was the last to get to the place. Instead of this senior girl to just send her on the errand, she started insulting her. How won't you be the last person? Lousy girl. See how big you are. Nobody will even believe you are in JS1. She was body shaming her, telling her a lot of wrongs. And the girl felt so bad. Long story cut short. By the time she returned the next time, Ada was a changed girl. Let me tell you what happened to her. Her mom called her and sat her down. She built her self-confidence to a very high level that senior girls started seeing her as disrespectful. Do you know what Ada tells us? If anybody in her midst mentions that she's a fat girl, she will make you believe that your parents are so poor that they couldn't feed you. Yes. Before you even say, Ada, she will finish. You say, look at you. Look at you. I don't blame you. Where do you even stay in Lagos? I'm sure you stay in what of all those bad areas in Lagos, right? She will call all those areas, local areas. She said, I don't blame you. I'm so sure that you don't eat 3 square meals, because if you did, you will not be looking like this. Everybody was shocked. This is someone that moved from this point to another point. And guess what? When she was bold enough to attack us back, everybody kept mute. She became the queen. Everybody was following her. Ada will command you. In fact, Ada will send you on an errand. You know how senior girls send you? She will send you on an errand. What happened? She built her self-confidence. She took what her mom gave her and came back to school. Her mom told her that you are big because I can feed you. You are big because I've built you. You are big because these ones that are small, that are skinny, they don't eat well. Her mom told her that if you ask well, I'm sure there are like 3, 4, 5 in their families, and then their mom is unable to feed them with balanced diet. Do you understand? Now, I'm speaking to parents. Now, I hope I'm not confusing you. You're understanding this area, right? We talk to you, we talk to parents, and we talk to teachers. Now, what did her mom do? Her mom did not cry with Ada. You know what some parents would have done? In modern days, you're a teacher, right? Most parents would have pulled Ada from the school. Would have pulled Ada from the school. And guess what? If Ada doesn't build her self-confidence, it doesn't end there. She will get to the next school and the abuse and body shame will start. Now, what am I trying to tell you? You cannot run away from skills that you are supposed to learn at a tender age to help build you. I will tell you another story. In university, there are some people that they can just enter class with flat slippers. Flat slippers that maybe is being sold 1.5. Not expensive, not a designer. Okay, let me put it this way, not a designers. And then those that wear designers follow them and worship them. Do you know it happens? You'll be like, what's up with this? What's wrong? What is it about? She can even cut her hair and tell you, maybe she doesn't have money to do hair. She'll tell you that that's the reigning star, and everybody will start cutting their hair. Yes. You should be a leader at any point in time. You should be able to tell yourself, you see, I am not going to allow anybody to affect me. I am not going to allow negative thoughts to affect me. I'm going to be a leader at every point in time. It's the duty of parents, if they can hear me, it's the duty of parents, because the family is the starting point. It's the duty of parents to do the first assignment on the children. Tell them who they are. If you tell your daughter, your son who they are, believe me, nobody else can tell them who they are not. Am I communicating? Has your mom ever told you any good word that when you remember, even when your classmates insult you, you smile through? Can I hear someone speak, please? What is that word that your mom or your dad has put into you? That in class, when they tell you your hair is not fine, you just look at them like, "Thou, I don't care. I know I'm a strong and fine girl. See my hot legs now. I know who I am." You know? So let me hear, because parents are going to get to see this. Let me hear the kind words that your parents has told you that has refused to leave your mind. I need two people to speak, a girl and a boy. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering. A round of applause for her.
Good day, everyone. I'm from Legacy Academy. My name is Emanuela Prosper. So, ever since I was small, my dad and mom has always told me that I'm a beautiful girl and I don't have pimples. I always go through that that mentality in my head. I always put it in my head and know that I'm a fine girl. Nobody can tell me I'm ugly, no matter what happens. I'm always...
Round of applause for her. Okay, yes. Can I hear another person? Okay. Yes, you. I will take yours too. Yes.
Good day, everyone. My name is Solomon Okeke. I'm from the Mevin. One thing my mom has told me as a child is that I'm from the Mevin Academy. One thing my mom, no matter what people tell you, I'm my child and I'll always love you.
That sounds so good to hear. Okay, yes. Can I just take him? Okay, so that we'll run through.
Good day, everyone. My name is Olamide Solomon, and I'm from the Mevin Academy. If there's one thing I can remember that my mom always tells us is that usually anytime my former school, they always say that me and my brother have hot temper.
Wow.
So, my mom now, anytime that my brother and me used to be angry, anytime they say it to us in school, my mom always tell us that you are dynamite and nobody can shut you down.
Ooh. A round of applause. Okay, now, can I say this to us? Yes, let me balance it up. Yes. Even if your mom and dad has not said any good thing to you, please forgive them. You know why? They are forgiven already, right now. Please forgive them, because a lot of us did not know that we need to say these good things to our children because our own parents did not do it to us. Now the change begins with you. What do you tell yourself? Who are you? Have you asked yourself, who am I? It starts from you. If you don't discover who you are, even if your mom tells you sometimes, you still doubt. So now I'm going to take two more people. What positive thing have you told yourself? Who are you? You don't want to look at me. I wanted to call. Hello, let's just take volunteers. I love, yes. Who are you?
Good morning, everyone. Oh, thank you very much for welcoming me.
So who are you?
Okay. Sorry, ma, but let me go straight to the point.
Thank you.
Back then in South Sudan, my stepdad always told me negative things, and he said that I'm a prostitute and nothing good will come out of me. And I told myself that I'll be opposite of what you told me.
Beautiful. One more person. Who are you?
Okay. What I always tell myself is that no matter what happens, I'm the greatest gift to humanity.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. What's your name? Your name? Your name?
My name is Peculiar. I'm a Nigerian.
Okay, so today when you leave this event, this training, this place, if you've not thought about who you are, please do. You can write it by your bedside. You can paste it on your desk. You can paste it on your mind. Who are you? Positive things. Okay? Who are you? I'm the finest girl in the whole world. Who are you? Okay? Believe me, people will start perceiving you that way if you keep telling yourself who you are. Okay, now. A lot of young ones desire to be independent. Does it happen to you? You be like, I can remember I got my son angry one day and he was like, I can't even wait to leave this house. I can't wait to become independent. In my mind, I was like, hey, God help me. I need to get back to my prayer room so that this boy will not deal with me when he suddenly becomes independent. So have you ever desired to be independent? And if you ever desire to be independent, in what angle, in what area? Is it because you feel your parents are training you a lot? Is it because you feel they're not giving you space? Is it because you just want to be on your own and do those wrong things that your parents will, and the elders around you will not allow you to do? Have you ever desired to be independent? Oh, everyone. Independent in one aspect. Let me point at you now. How independent do you want to be?
Good morning, Ma. My name is Havila Onimo. I'm from the Mervyn Academy.
Okay.
Well, I want to be independent so that I could be able to pursue things I want to do and make a name of myself that people would be able to say it's because of me, not because of anyone else. And I want to also be independent so I could put all my parents' training to good use, and I could also show them that I've been learning from everything that they've been teaching me.
Thank you. That's a good one. So I will just keep a lot of things I wanted to say to parents because most of them are not here. And then let me move over to what I want to talk to teachers about. Now, why teenagers? You confirm with him. If I'm wrong, you tell me that that one does not follow, please. You have a right to speak, remember. Why teenagers refuse to speak out? It could be fear of judgment. Am I right? Okay. Low self-esteem. Am I right? Lack of confidence. Bullying and peer pressure. Bullying in my, those days in my body, bullying was like, we have this set of people that we feared. Like you don't even dare go close to them. They will bully you and nothing will happen. Have you ever had that experience? It's a bad one. I don't even want you people to have that experience. So a lot of teenagers may refuse to speak out because of bullying and peer pressure. Some of them may refuse to speak out because of shyness and social anxiety. Am I right? Okay. Another reason why they refuse to speak out is approach, your parents' approach and teachers. We are all guilty of this. We are all guilty. You will not allow the young ones to speak out. As we are seeing her, because she committed an offense last when she was in JS1, you've already labeled her that this one is hot-tempered. This one is this one. As you cite her getting into another trouble, you conclude on her. You conclude on him, and you remind her. Is it not you? Is it not you that was pursuing her that the other day? Come and kneel down here. Meanwhile, she's trying to tell you, excuse me, sir, running after you. And then you don't even care. A lot of teachers need to change. Yes. For a better what? Society. Yes, for a better society, because we are building stars. We are building greatness. We are building great people. So we should have time to listen to them. That is the only way a communication can be effective. If only one person is talking, there is no communication. If I see you do something wrong and then I call you, I don't even have time to listen to you. I will conclude and say, I saw you down there. It was time for... She's trying to say, "Ma, I'm not feeling fine. I was just coming from the clinic." Shh. What is the time? Are you not supposed to be in class? Don't you know that when you are not in class and the child is dying, trying to explain, you say, shh. Some of them will demonstrate. Shh. And then there is no communication. Communication can only be effective when you listen before replying. Okay? Pick it. You listen, then you reply. You listen, you reply, and you give the person. Do you know that when you allow someone, even amongst us here, if you have younger ones, when you call someone that is guilty and say, "Okay, now speak. I want to listen to you." Give the person time. If the person wants to lie, the person can't even lie again. The person will start stammering, staggering, because you've given her time. I want to listen. How did it happen? Like, I will call my daughter and say, "Okay, two of you were fighting over this. So what happened? I'm all ears." She will keep mute. I say, "I'm all..." You say I don't listen. Now I want to listen. Oh yeah, talk now. Let's talk. And then the person cannot even lie again. That's the only way, that's the only time you are supposed to place judgment. When someone has said, you've heard from this person, you've heard from another person, and then you conclude and correct with love. Correction with love is the only thing that matters and that works. If you don't connect, that connection is the listening. Put yourself in that child's shoe. Now I'm speaking to parents. I pray they get to see this video. If you don't connect, you cannot correct effectively. And if you don't correct with love, that correction will not last. Am I right? If you beat and beat and yell and beat and beat, after that episode, another episode will come. But when you call someone and say, "Sit down," you know who you are. Do you know you have greatness in you? You can't afford to be doing the... Look at how you are dressed. Is that how first lady is dressed? I thought you wanted to be a first lady. You speak to the person with love. Look at your shoes. Am I supposed to remind you to clean them and polish them every day? No, I'm not happy about it. Is that child that will be saying, "I'm sorry, mom, I will not do it again." She will turn and start petting you, mom. I said, "I don't want to shout. I don't want to shout. If I shout now, people say I'm shouting. Now I'm talking it small. So for the parents and for the teachers, please, we need to keep connecting. I know it's not easy to calm down, to correct, but most times what works is connection and correction with love. Okay? We are taking this back to our parents and teachers. Correct with love is important. Love leads in everything we do. Okay? Then, okay. Teachers for the encouraging teenagers to... Okay. Now, there are ways you can encourage teenagers to talk. I'm talking to the teachers amongst us. I'm sure they will carry you back to school. There are ways you can encourage them to talk. You can lead by example. Remember, sometimes they see us. You say one thing and you do another. They are looking at you. You say, "Don't lie." And then someone calls you on phone. You are in class. You are lying. And then tomorrow you tell them, "Don't lie." They will not listen to you. So you need to lead by example. You need to offer a safe place for questions, a safe place. Are you that kind of parent or teacher that when your daughter falls into trouble, when she gets into trouble, she can confidently tell you? Or do you go about announcing to, you say, "What did I just say? Let me even call my sister." You call all the aunties, you call all the uncles, what are you calling the uncles and teachers for? The person that committed the offense is in front of you. Is it your auntie that is in Lagos? Is it the person's auntie that is in Lagos or the person's auntie that is not right? You correct them because you love them, not to castigate them or get people to hate them. Okay? So we encourage We encourage our parents and teachers because this is meant to be between the three. I need to balance it. I can't just talk to only the students. We need to balance it. And then encourage feedback. Feedback's very important. Okay? Very important. Teenagers' relationship with their peers. Now, this is a very good one. How do you relate? How do you communicate with your peers? Do you use wrong languages? Do you use foul languages? Idiot. Stupid girl. I don't know why this is so rampant in our schools today. Stupid girl. Is it that, let me ask, is it like a slang or is it a joke, or like you see someone, you want to greet the person, see this stupid girl? Is it a slang? Please get me to know, because back in the days, when you call someone a stupid girl, the person will get angry. Can someone answer me? See your head, stupid, big head, stupid. Like, let me understand, is it like a slang or what? Can someone help me, please? Okay. You want to help me? What's your name? Introduce yourself. But please, can you answer this question? When people insult their mates, their friends, is it like a joke?
Okay, my name is Kuklu Smith Molwa. I'm an ex-student of the Rochas Foundation College of Africa. Okay, like Liberia. Okay, for most students, it's just like a joke, mostly for boys. But for the girls, I think maybe they are angered or...
So can the girls speak now? They've turned it to the girls. They said for the girls, they are angered. That's why they are speaking like that. Yes, someone, remember, it's good to party. These people sitting here, are you here with me? Do you understand what I'm saying? Are you enjoying what I'm saying? Okay. So why are you not talking? So I can see hands here. Let me take from here. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Beautiful.
My name is Emeka Eya Federa. I'm from Legacy Academy. Most times, friends use it as a joke. And most times, when you say it to people, it gets them angry.
Yes. Yes. Now, let me say something. Let's balance it. If you use it as a joke, it's actually not good. But I want to talk about those that express themselves and say, I really don't like it. Stop calling me a stupid girl. Don't call me an idiot. If you have a friend and the friend says, please don't do that, I don't like it, do you go ahead to keep doing it? That's wrong. Do you go ahead to keep doing it? Stupid girl, see her face, see her pimple, see her leg, see her head, see her eyes, see her ears. Okay, so now what I'm trying to bring out from this is, if you need to build friendship and make it last, if you appreciate your friends, please, when they tell you they don't like a particular thing, cease from doing it, okay? All right? Why don't you say, see this fine, or see my friend, come see this fine girl. No pimples, see your hair, fine girl, see your nose, fine nose, see your, can we try to be positive? Okay, so all we are trying to do is that we are trying to build a society where everybody can live in and be happy. Both the parents, the teenagers, the teachers, everybody is happy, okay? All we are trying to do is to build holistic society, okay? So now, white parents let their kids hang with their parents, okay? Okay, now, do you have issues with your parents when they tell you that, because we have some mothers that they are very observant and sensitive. When they tell you that they don't like this particular friend of yours, how do you react to it? You should be able to trust your mom, your dad, to the point that if they tell you that, I don't like Obinna, most of you will argue, Mom, you don't even know Obinna. Why are you saying you don't like Obinna? Well, what did Obinna do to you that you're saying you don't like Obinna? Remember, your mom must have seen something about Obinna that because you like Obinna so well, maybe you didn't notice anything about her. Now, what you're supposed to do is to communicate effectively. Mom, what don't you like about Obinna? Did you notice the two statements? I don't like Obinna. I don't like this your friend. There's something about him. I don't like this your friend. You responding to your mom now, you're saying, Mom, what did Obinna do to you? I like Obinna. Obinna is my best friend. I was with Obinna in Jason. You start talking. Why don't you rephrase it and say, okay, mom, maybe there is something you are saying about Obina or you are getting it wrong. Tell me, what is it about him that you don't like? Let me answer for you. Do you understand? Sit one-on-one. If your mom is busy, tell her, mom, I would like to get your time. When can I talk? I love it when my kids tell me, mom, I love it's so respectful. Mom, you seem stressed up. You're busy now. When can I talk to you? You know? And then sometimes I will just leave whatever I'm doing. I say, you can talk to me now. For the fact that you've respected my timing, for the fact you acknowledge that, mom, you are stressed, mom, you are just coming back, mom, but mom, I really want to talk to you. Sometimes I will drop whatever I'm doing. I say, okay, I'm good. You can talk now. They will even be the one telling me, no, but you're not good. You look stressed. I go and eat. After we'll talk, it's not so important. They've even classified it and graded it that, okay, mom, it's not because I've taught them we have urgent talk, the one that cannot wait. Don't tell me that you want to wear red gown for Christmas party when I'm just coming back. Meanwhile, we're in January and then you want us to discuss. Meanwhile, we're in January and you want to discuss what will happen in Christmas Carol urgently, and then you didn't allow me to drive home safely, and then you expect me not to be angry with you. You understand where I'm coming from? Tell your mom, rephrase it. Mom, I would like to get your time. Please, when can I talk to you? Believe me, every mom will be happy. Every mom will love that. Okay, let's talk after dinner. Okay, let's talk. It's Sunday. Okay, is it too far? Your mom asks, is it too far? You say, no, you can wait. And then you get her time. When you talk to people at the right time, you get value. You get a positive response. Okay? Don't go about complaining. My mom doesn't have time, because you people are guilty of reporting your parents. My mom doesn't have time for me. She's always busy. She's always busy. Have you asked yourself, do you talk to her at the right time? As long as it's not an emergency, you know, the house is not burning down. So get her time. Mom, please, I would like to talk to you later. And then you see your mom smile. Hey, my son has learned something today. Oh, I want to talk to you later. Your mom will be very happy with you. Okay? Ask your mom. Remember the story. Ask your mom, Mom, what don't you like about this, my friend? Let her talk. And then if you have an explanation, you make for your friend. If you don't, believe me, calm down and observe your friend. You know, if your mom says that this your friend looks like someone that is doing drugs, you know, you'll be like, no, mom, my friend is not. But if your mom says it, she must have seen something that maybe you did not see. What you need to do is to calm down and observe. Okay? Most of the time, you come back telling your mom, you are right. Or mom, you are wrong. He didn't do that. So let the communication between your parents, between you and your parents, between you and your teachers, let it be very effective. Okay? Trust me, you can make that change. It can start from you. Don't go about complaining that your mom is, you can teach them. Do you know that parents learn from their kids? They learn. Okay? They learn. I can remember my son called me once. He said, Mom, I don't like the way you shout on me. In my mind, I was like, this boy, don't they grow? You know? He was like, Mom, I really don't like the way you talk to me. He was calm. I really don't like it, because it's a learning, believe me, it's a learning process for everyone, both your parents, you, and the teacher. So it could start from you. The change could start from you. So he was like, Mom, I really don't like the way. I was like, okay, how do I talk to you that you don't like? He went ahead to say that I embarrassed him. What he called embarrassment was no embarrassment to me, sincerely. You understand? He said I embarrassed him in front of my friend. I said, how? He said I should have waited for my friend to go before asking him something. I said, is that what embarrassment? Okay, but that is him. You know, because we really don't have time to delve into some things. Everybody is unique. God created us uniquely. Okay? What you find funny, another person, do you know that people can leave the school just because of a mere insult? That's the way they were created. They weren't created for someone. They don't take jokes. They don't take jokes. So if you keep joking with someone and the person is not taking it, please cease from that. Okay, so we're going to conclude now. Do I have time for questions? Maybe just, okay. Okay, so we are going to conclude now. Okay. Okay, it's important, in conclusion, it's important to know that effective communication is important for teenagers, as this helps them with their emotions and development. The ability to express your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas clearly, note it down, not just communicating anyhow. And it does not only foster healthy relationship with parents and educators, but it equips teenagers with essential life skill. Effective communication is a life skill. It will help you. If you start learning it from today, make up your mind. It will help you as you enter the university, as you start working, as you build your own business. You're going to be meeting a lot of people. How do you communicate with them? It matters. If you're a business person, if you're an entrepreneur, it depends on the way you communicate to your clients and customers. Some may never return. Some will return because of your communication ability, the way you communicated, the way you greeted good morning, the way you asked, how is your family doing? Before saying, have you ever seen some people that you ask them, how much are you selling this dress? They will not even, maybe you say, good morning, ma. As you are saying good morning, say, this one is 10,000, this one. They will not even answer you. Okay, because amongst us seated here, we have engineers, we have a lot. I don't know what you want to be. Let me not call the one that we used to be, but whatever you want to be in life, we have great people seated right here in this room. So it's going to be good for you to learn how to communicate effectively. Remember, everybody communicates, but it takes the stars amongst us to learn how to communicate effectively. Thank you. So I'm going to take like 4 questions. Okay. Please, just very quickly. Okay. My eyes. Okay, yes, you. Okay. I was going to. All right, ma.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Senus Mohammed, an ex-student from Rogers Foundation College of Africa, and I am a Nigerian. Well, I was listening to what you were saying carefully, and you were emphasizing more on the moms and teachers. So I want to ask...
parents.
Yeah, parents. Like, from what I have observed, actually, let's say 95% of African parents like it hard way. So how do you treat them?
If I got what you said correctly,
Yeah.
You said 95% of African parents love it the hard way.
Yeah.
Like correcting the hard way.
Yeah, they don't even listen, some of them, yeah.
Okay, they don't listen to their children.
Yeah.
Okay. So your question now is?
Yeah, how do you maybe relate with them?
Okay, thank you. Okay, it's a very good question, but because our parents, most of them are not here, and I'm sure you are not going to take back this and start correcting your mom. I will just answer it briefly, okay? I will just answer it briefly. Most Nigerian parents correct the hard way because they were corrected the hard way. I had mentioned it earlier, but the point is that the very conscious ones now are being deliberate and intentional to learn that that hard way doesn't work anymore. Do you understand? So it's a process, and it entails patience from you and from everyone, because they need to come to that point to understand that I can actually parent well without parenting the hard way. Okay, so let me end it here because most parents are not. Okay.
There was something Auntie Francis said to us when she was speaking. She said, for example, when she was talking about your parents saying or your mother saying, I don't want you going out with this person. I don't want you going out with that person. There was something very important that she said. Rather than you saying, I've known him all this while, he's my friend. Well, he said, what is it about him that you don't like? In other words, we're talking about effective communication. So as a child, you should be able to understand who your mom or your parent is, even your teacher. so that you now know the best way to be able to get through to him or her. So in other words, rather than saying, why won't I do this, try to kind of convince or put your feet down to say this person must be your friend. There must be a way to go around so that you can be able to get them understand where you're coming from. So it's not just about the parent. Remember, it's a two-way thing. You your teacher, you your parents. So don't push it on us parents. You have something to do about it too.
Thank you, Your Excellency. She balanced it out well. Now, if you notice that your parents are doing it the hard way, you've learned something new today. Instead of waiting for your mom to scold you, to beat you, because you refuse to calmly ask her, Mom, what don't you like about Obinna? Okay? Yes, it's between it. But I feel you understand what you are saying. We are changing. We are learning. Okay? Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yes. Actually, my name is Kingsley Osiri. I'm a media officer and a parent too. All right. You know, actually, this is a wonderful section that comes at this time. Honestly, and so many things has been going on, and I have young ones, wonderful children, like very wonderful. They always see me. I scold at them. They know me too well. Like I would say, I will slap you. I will do all this, that. Do you understand? Okay. I don't derive joy from it. All right, that's number one. Number two, there are some certain mistakes I won't stand for them to enter, for them to make. That is where it comes from. They said, I don't like you around this person. One certain time I saw, when I entered into an area, because I've had a lot of experience. I'm a filmmaker. I've gone several places. I observe the area. I observe people around there. And also I consider my own children. And one day I saw one of my kids, like outside the gate, almost close to some people that I've been observing. I don't have to wait. I don't have to say, let me go inside, and when he comes in, I'll talk to him. No, I don't have that kind of patience at that particular time. Because if I apply, something will spoil. All right? So, immediately in front of those people, I told him, hey, what are you doing here? Oh, yeah, get up. Move. All right? So, let me be brief. Immediately, because I observed, those guys are into, it's not like, most of them take Indian hymns, which I don't like. I would not love any of them to venture into that. So I'm not supposed to come and start explaining. But after, if anyone chooses to come back to ask me, I will calm the person down and explain why. All right? Then another thing is, at their stage, they're always very fast. Most times, faster than their actions, like they're faster than their brain, you know. Listen to me, I will tell you what I'm talking about. You see a child venturing into what he's not sure of, and without minding asking questions. All right? Okay, let me break it down. It has to do with online businesses. All right? They were being paid by their father, so they have some cash with them now. All right? So, and I started observing them, most of them going into a forest trade, and both the ones that that have had a lot of experience about their scams. All right? Octa FX. All right? So many people have lost billions of naira in it. Okay. So I won't stand and watch them do it.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So when they try going into that, I'll tell don't enter. Don't do this thing. All right?
Okay.
So they see it as
that you are being very strict.
Yes, very strict, and I don't want them to progress.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
Okay. I get your question now.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let me just quickly answer. I understand where you're coming from. So let me start from the first episode. I'm going to use your own narration to explain. You meet your son or your daughter, your child outside with some people, and you don't want them to make the same mistake. When the child got inside, did you tell him or her the reason why you asked her not to mingle with those people? The question is no, right? No. Okay. Okay. Okay, to ask you. Okay, now let me tell you where the problem is. You shouldn't wait for that child to come to you to ask you what you would have done. You wouldn't even have embarrassed the child and say, I don't want you to mingle with. You can creatively, intentionally. You can, see what I'm trying to say? Because a lot of people, a lot of children, that's the correction with love that we are talking about. A lot of children don't want embarrassment in front of their friends. This is what causes low self-esteem. What you would have done was to creatively, that's the creativeness I'm talking about, is to creatively tell that child to follow me. I have something to show you inside. Do you know, have you seen this? You get the child out. Not embarrassing. What are you doing here? Who told this one? Who invited this boy here? You creatively, intentionally take the child out and then sit that boy down and educate him. Why? You don't need to hide anything. Because the child will go back and say, why does my dad does not like these people? I will go and find. They are very curious. They will go and find out. Same goes with sex education. If you don't educate them properly, they will make mistakes. There is nothing to hide. Okay. Call that child. Don't wait. Some of them may not even, they may look at your face and you are not in the mood. So they will not even come to you to say, why did you do that? Don't wait for the child to do that. Find a time and say, the reason why I asked you not to mingle with these people is because of A, B, C. Explain it. And as you're explaining it, expect them to ask you questions. And then be calm and ready to answer those questions. That is right parenting. Thank you.
Okay. You see the students, their clapping is high. But I want to say that what Auntie Francis said, applying wisdom, and just, say, can you follow me? Just come. But again, I want to say to the students, the need for you to sit down and ask yourself, why is my parents, or why is it that my mother and my father is scolding me? Why is my teacher scolding me? That teacher is not mad. That parent is not mad. There's is it idiom or whatever now that says, a statement that says, what somebody, an adult, sees, you that you cannot see it. So the truth is that you need to know that the totality of how we feel and how we behave, whether it comes out right or wrong, is we see the danger ahead that you are not seeing. And it's out of love. And I don't want to believe that there's any parent or any teacher that want to see you amount to nothing. So you need to be able to sit down and put yourself, because one day you'll be a parent. Exactly. One day you'll be a parent.
Very soon.
Very, very soon. It's not in the next 10 years. Very soon you'll be a parent. So the point I'm making is that I think the time for each and every one of you students to know that all your teachers, your parents are interested in is you.
Your own good.
Your own good. So ability to understand that, like what Mr. Kingsley said, you know, he just want, imagine how many years you have spent in school. And maybe before, after you now go to the university, only for you to come out, and before you know, you start having mental issues, or because imagine that situation where you are, you know, because tell me, how did they say it? They said, show me who your friends are, and I tell you who you are. So why do you want to associate yourself with people that will be a danger to your future? I don't understand it. It's just a thin line. And that's why you need to be very careful. Thank you, Auntie Francis.
Thank you, ma'am. That's the last. I'm good to go, right? Or do I take more? Do I still have time?
Your time is actually up.
My time is up.
Maybe we'll have the questions after the program. We'll have more questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Francis Undu. Let's give her a round of applause, please. I'm sure we are not forgetful, are we? Okay, let's hold on. Now, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mrs. Francis Undu, for that lovely one. But I would like to quickly add this. No matter how a message is passed, please don't mind the way it was conveyed or passed to you. Check the message. The message is the key thing. Not how the person said this or told you that, but what the person is saying. Because when you start minding how or where or when the person said that thing to you, then you may not get the message and do the right thing. So please, no matter who is talking to you, whether it's your mother, father, teacher, guardian, whoever, please mind the message, not how it is passed, please. All right. Talking about self-esteem and how we view or see ourselves and how that eventually affects us. You can see how tall I am, right? I'm very, very tall. In fact, I'm the tallest in this building. Okay. Growing up, I used to feel very, very bad about myself because society, I'm using the word society now because it's not just about my immediate family or friends or relatives or people around. Everybody used to tell me that because I was so short, I was skinny, I was this, I was that, I could never be anybody that is worth the while in life. And so for that reason, it affected me till God knows when in my life. But I thank God for somebody, and that's my immediate younger sister. She's taller than I am. I have to look at her like this. Okay, so what did you say? Or what are you saying? And the one that followed is the same thing. I'm actually the shortest in the family. And sometimes they wonder where they got me from. But the truth is, we are all unique in our different ways. And until you learn to understand yourself and appreciate yourself for who you are, who God has made you to be, then there is no amount of whatever it is that somebody tells you that will make a positive impact in your life. So, whatever you are going to become starts with you. I remember going into the higher institution, my uncle, because I was short and, I can move swiftly, told me I would be better off being a nurse or going into the medical field. That is not to say that wouldn't have been a good option for me, but that wasn't what I wanted to do. And the fact that I used to have this low self-esteem, I used to be shy, I used to be this, that you can think of that is negative because of my psychic, because of the way I view or see myself, I They didn't see me as someone who could stand anywhere to talk to anybody, let alone become a broadcaster. So he said no. And I was asking myself, what is this uncle's own now? After all, this is what I want to do. From that, I would like to also advise you, if that thing is pure, if it is good, if it has positive potential, and it will add value to your life and the life of the other person, whether male or female, whether black or white, whether someone you know or you don't know, please don't let anybody tell you a no for it. Pursue it with all your strength and might, and you will succeed at it. Okay. I went in, and the first time on air in Ray Power Lagos, because of my maiden name then, everybody started calling my mom. They actually thought it was my younger sister because she was the vibrant and, what's up type. And when they eventually got to know I was the one, everybody was like, how did she do it? Eh? So she can go that far. So, please, don't let anybody tell you you cannot do anything good. So far you put your heart to it, you can, and you will do it. All right. Talking about my size, moving forward into the, professional world, I started working 10 years, 15. And then when people come into the studio and they see me, some will say, please, where is the presenter on duty? I've had it flesh now. I had a surgery 2 years back, so that gave me some flesh. So you can imagine this tiny thing in the studio, and everybody comes in, and you have guests like mommy and everybody coming in. And the first thing they will do is, sorry, please, we need to see the presenter on duty. And I would just smile and say, okay, what would you want the presenter to do for you? And they will explain. And by the time I handle the mic, everybody will start looking at one another, wondering, oh, so we're supposed to have given this person so honor or refer to her as this or that. Another point from that, don't ever underestimate anybody. When you do that, you do it at your own detriment. Don't, because you don't know what that person carries. We are all unique in our own beautiful, different ways. Remember, I said that. So, appreciate all, respect all, and make sure you are also respected while you do that. God help us all. All right, since I call myself small but mighty, I would like to move to the next mighty person around here. And this is taking us to the next session. And with this, I would like to invite someone precious and special to us. She is a lawyer by profession. She has practiced in the UK and Nigeria for the last 18 years. I'm sure most of us here are within that 18. So you can imagine when you were still a baby, somebody has been practicing for that long. Okay. So she is an author, someone who is passionate about teaching young people like you and I how to set goals and go through life as the best versions of ourselves. Please join me in welcoming Mrs. Winifred Alobo Agogo. I hope I pronounced that name correctly because I don't like to murder people's names.
Excellently.
Oh, thank you.
Before I start, how many minutes? Good morning, everyone. Please, can we get up? So I don't want you falling asleep on me. Let's shake our bodies. Thank you. Thank you for indulging me too. Just take a deep breath. Again. And the last one. How was that? Some people are yawning. See, you could have fallen asleep on me. Please sit down. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm not sure if my slides will be projected, but I have it. It will be? Okay, fantastic. Oh, thank you very much. So if you look at the screen, it might be easier to walk through faster. But I don't like to leave my Q&A till the end, so I'm hoping we can interact. You have the microphone? Yeah? So I'll be asking questions during my presentation so we can really vibe. Okay? And I have a confession. It's always difficult to pick an outfit when I'm coming to talk to young people, so I hope I did well. The shoes. Yeah, so it's always difficult, especially being a lawyer. I don't want to come here in my suit and make you feel all stuck up. So thank you for coming and thank you for your time. So I'll go straight into it. Our topic is navigating peer pressure and making positive choices. In preparing to talk to you today, because I take it very seriously, I asked my daughter, what's the one biggest factor behind peer pressure? And her answer was, okay, before I tell you her answer, I'd like to go around the room. Where's my microphone? I'm sure I can hear you, but I don't know, because of the media, they might want to hear you on the microphone. Do I have volunteers? I don't mind walking around. Okay, while we wait, who's a volunteer? The biggest factor behind peer pressure. I'm just going to pick people if I don't have hands up. I like your smile. Go on. Oh, there's no right or wrong answer.
My name is Zuleihat Anjuma, and I'm a student of Sascon International School. I personally feel like the biggest factor of peer pressure, right, is the constant having to please people around you.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a volunteer over there. Can we clap for him? Come on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So she said the constant need to please people around us. Thank you very much.
Good day, everyone. My name is Olamide Ron Solomon, and I'm from the Mevin Academy. I feel like the biggest factor of peer pressure should be low self-esteem. Because for people who are influencing someone to do something, the person has to have a low self-esteem and has to have some weak, let me say, principles held down for him to fall into whatever they are encouraging him to do. Because for me now, if somebody should be advising me to do something, I will think of how does it merit me before I start to do it.
See, I should be hiring you so that when I have gigs, you come with me. So 2 words, influence and the need to please. There's another volunteer. That will be our last volunteer for this question. Then we move on. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. My name is Glory. I'm from Congo, actually. A student at the Y.E.S Foundation College of Africa. So I think one of the reasons is lack of self-awareness. When you know who you are and what you're meant to be, you won't just follow friends and start, doing what they think is right for you. When you know what you're supposed to be and what you're meant to do, you'll do it rightly.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you. Those were amazing contributions. In fact, you have set the pace for my talk today. And let me show you the outline. This is what we're going to be talking about. A little definition on peer pressure, what positive choices are, what we mean by well-being. And because I'm so passionate about goal setting, I always bring it back to that point. How do we, now that we know better, how do we bring this all in to make our lives better by setting goals that are smart and actually having an action plan to make them come true for ourselves? The definition of peer pressure, it talks about a strong influence of a group, especially of children, on members of that group to behave as everyone else does. So the word influence came through in your own contributions. And I'm particularly intrigued by this topic that has been chosen. Thank you very much, because we have an influencer culture going on in our society today. They are even more revered, if I dare say so, than people who have actual knowledge to pass across. So you go online and people are paid to influence minds, especially young minds like yours, on what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. So I crave your indulgence to really follow through this conversation, because a lot of us are going to leave this room making up our minds to have different influences on our choices daily. I have a question, but I want only one answer. Please bear with me. Do you think adults experience peer pressure? Ah! That was one answer, yes. So I don't want you feeling like this is a young person issue. No, it's an everybody issue. So peer pressure is a human concern, and we all need to be equipped to deal with it appropriately. So thank you for that one answer. Peer influence is when you choose to do something you will not otherwise do because you want to feel accepted and valued by your friends. You want to please the people around you, like my first contributor said. Thank you for that. So that ties to self-awareness. Thank you, my Congolese contributor. I didn't get your name. Please remind. Glory. Thank you. So it comes to self-awareness. Who are you? What do you stand for? What are your values? What's your breaking point? What's your non-negotiable? We had a session on that during the women's conference, the Woody. Maybe mommy can invite me again, yeah, to talk to you about self-awareness, because it's the key to whatever you become, however you show up in this world. So that ties to who can influence you and what they can influence you to do. Peer pressure. Is it only positive? Is it only negative? What do you think? It's both. Yeah, because some people are a positive influence in your life. It could be your parents, it could be your teachers, it could be me, it could be mommy, it could be anybody around you that makes you show up as a better person. Some people call you out to be better. So not all feedback is necessarily bad. Some people give you feedback that makes you want to do better. I had a friend that was constantly late. I'm like, why? We wake up at the same time. She was my roommate in uni, and I end up leaving you, and you come 30 minutes later. So calling her out made us have a plan. Like, if we do this, someone is smiling. Do you have a friend that is always late? So if we do this, this, and this, we can make you improve your punctuality. So some influence are positive, and it is my hope and desire that within your spaces, you are positive influences on each other. Okay, moving on. Positive choices are choices that improve one's overall well-being. There's a lot of buzz around, I'm stressed, I'm traumatized, this is too much, I'm overwhelmed. So it would be nice for us to pay attention and get some understanding about well-being so that we can use those phrases properly and appropriately and get the help if and when we need it. Because I realize there's a lot of misconceptions around what is contributing or taking away from our well-being. Making positive choices will be making decisions that make your life better. Okay, let's just a little. So for me, what makes my life better is what I think will make my life better. It's different for somebody else. In this room, our faces are different. So also is our notion of what will make our lives better. For some people now, okay, I'm 40. Some people, what will make their life better is, oh, I have a help, I have a driver, I'm able to pay a certain kind of school fees for my children, but that might be entirely different for me. For me, the help stresses me out. So I'm going to outsource my cleaning and things like that in a different way, but it's the same goal we have. So self-awareness comes into the picture when you choose what to do and not to do, because it's about making your own life better. It's a very personal decision. Yeah, there might be some common things that we want at this age. There will be some things that are attractive to us at this age. But primarily, I want you to understand this as a personal thing. It's about making your life better as an individual and going through life, making choices that you'll be comfortable with and perhaps, hopefully, proud of. So let's go to well-being. There are 8 categories of things that are classed for our well-being. If you look at the wheel over there, they're called dimensions of wellness. But well-being is a state of feeling good and functioning effectively. For instance, if you're under the influence of alcohol or drugs, you're not going to function effectively. Some people say it makes them feel good. I don't know. I'm not a drunk. I don't do drugs. But that is what they say. But there's another aspect to it. They're not going to function effectively because their reasoning is impaired. So it's a two-part thing to that definition. It makes you feel good and makes you function effectively. The experience of positive emotions, as well as the development of one's potential, having control over one's life, having a sense of purpose, and experiencing positive relationships. So you have the spiritual, you have the emotional, you have the occupational, you have the intellectual, environmental, financial, social, and physical dimensions of wellness. So in the next slide, we'll start to define them specifically, but just know that there are 8 popularly accepted dimensions of wellness. In school, you're building your intellectual mostly. So physical well-being is about protecting yourself from injury, illness, and disease. And guess what? The choices you make can predispose you to having certain illnesses or not. What are your daily habits? What do you eat? Do you feast on things that are not healthy? I'm sure the school covers that in your food and nutrition or science. So knowing these things that you know. Ooh, sorry about that. So I can carry on? So knowing these things that you know, what choices are you making for your physical well-being? In terms of injury, I know at this age we have a lot of hormones raging. We want to do some dangerous sports and things like that. But bear in mind that when you do those things, it predisposes you to some form of injury. Are we together? Okay. Emotional well-being. This is about developing an awareness of your feelings and your response to everyday interactions. This ties to our self-awareness training under emotional intelligence. So basically, as a person, do you know what triggers certain emotions in you? When I was teaching in primary school in England, that was like the first thing we teach 3-year-olds. You go to a board where they have faces with different emotions, and you point to what emotion you're feeling at a certain time. But I noticed that is not popular in Nigeria. People are not trained on how to express emotions in a wholesome way. People don't even recognize what's going on with them. You're just all over the place. So I believe I'm talking to teenagers, right? So I need you to sit down with yourself and ask yourself, what are my triggers? What makes me predisposed to this emotion of anger or frustration? And possibly communicate them to people who are around you. It's a very wholesome activity for families to do. It helps in the communication as well. If we can all sit together, nothing too serious, and like, there's this lady that came to tell us stuff about emotional well-being. Or let's see, what are your triggers? Then your sibling might be the one reflecting to you that I noticed that every time I take your food, you're very angry. So there might be something underneath that taking of food. You feel deprived. You feel like you're being cheated out of something. So there's an underlying feeling that makes you feel triggered. That's a whole course on its own. But do you understand the concept of emotional well-being? It's about knowing your emotions and how you respond to everyday interactions. Some people are on a spectrum that makes them extra. But those are exceptions. But as a regular person who is not in the spectrum, you should be able to understand what makes you tick, good or bad, and express them, not in anger, but in a way that you want to inform the people around you. I'm very passionate about emotional well-being, so I'm not going to dig in there. I'm going to move on to social well-being. It's about building and nurturing meaningful and supportive relationships amongst individuals, groups, and communities. I know that this generation, we're more into communicating via this means. Am I right or wrong? I'm right. So I have a question. Does that make you feel close to the person you're communicating with? Seriously, I'm so happy with that honest answer. They said no, because you really don't feel close to that person. You're separated. And people are not really themselves. So it makes my heart bleed for this generation. I don't know how we're going to get past that. I don't know if this has come to stay as a model of building relationships. But God knows, I pray it doesn't stay this way. I don't know what schools can do as an intervention. Because, see, I'm having goosebumps. I'm happy you said no, because it's the truth. You're not trying to form for me. You don't feel close to that person. So what kind of social well-being do you have as a generation? Deep breath. But it's a necessary dimension of wellness that we have to be conscious about. Okay, let's take advantage of the time we have in school. Are you in SS 1, 2, 3? What classes are you? You have time. You have time. I'm excited. You have time to build nurturing relationships and to be dependable in those relationships as well, as long as it doesn't predispose you to any harm, because that's another topic altogether. But please, be conscious about making connections. Build nurturing relationships. And believe me, the relationships you build at this stage will carry you into your future. Like the moderator said, don't take anybody for granted. It might be that geek in your class that will build another Facebook rival and you need to get employed, but you were such a bully. It comes back. How you treat people now. So social well-being, prioritize it. Build those relationships outside of technology. It would pay you off in the future. Intellectual well-being, it's not just about school. Engaging in creative things. I'm an amateur artist. I will never show you what I draw, but that's my creative outlet. So you have to find something that is mentally stimulating. Is it making music? Is it, I know Nigeria, we don't have a lot of parks where you can go and do some skateboarding, something out of the ordinary that gets your creative juices going. It's very important. I want you to go home and think of something. I know Nigerian parents are very low risk. You will break your leg. I'm looking at mommy. But find something that is maybe mid-risk. If I say low risk, I'll be deceiving you, because the thrill that people look for in cocaine and substances is what you get by engaging in creative activities that stimulate you mentally. There's studies that have shown that the dopamine level goes up when we do something creative and medium risk. That's why people go to drugs. But we can do it from creative things, physical activities. That is not putting anybody at risk or compromising our future. So please write it down and make sure you think of something. If you ever come to any of my groups again, I want you to give me a feedback. So are we together? So will we find something intellectually stimulating outside of our books that gives us a dopamine rush and maybe creates an invention? Because in your intellectual well-being, your mind is open to so much creativity that you might solve mankind's problem in an area of life. Don't take it lightly. If you read the biography of people who have ever invented things, it's in their intellectual well-being spaces, random laboratory things, because they had a passion for those things and they discovered something genius. So I'm leaving that with you. As part of your intellectual well-being, be stimulated enough to create an invention that solves a problem in life. Can we try? At least try. Yeah? Thank you for that. Financial well-being. You're probably young for this, but I'll mention anyway. Properly managing one's financial resources. I'm sure you will get more information on that as life moves on. But you get pocket money. So manage your pocket money. Have a plan. Don't just go to, I know ShopRite is not too popular, but pardon me, that's what I know. Going to ShopRite to just wipe it out at once, you know. It's important that you know that is a dimension of well-being, so you can start to get your mind going around the concept. Occupational well-being, this is a good time to get you started on this conversation. It's about pursuing a career or options that encourage you to pursue opportunities you enjoy the most. That's occupational well-being. Growing up, my dad wanted me to become a doctor because they're like, you have A's in biology, chemistry, physics. That was great. Like, that was really great. But I wanted to become a lawyer because the things that motivate me is making life better for people. I was already an advocate as a young child. And I said to my dad, yes, I can become a doctor. I'll be successful at it. But it's not something that I want to pursue from the bottom of my heart. Yes, some children don't have the luxury for such conversations. But I believe that if you make your points and your parents see you pursuing something diligently and creatively, they're likely to give you some leeway to explore that. Are we together? Environmental well-being is about taking care of our environment. Don't waste resources like water. Don't leave the tap running forever. It's part of our well-being. There are parts of America where there are water shortages already because people have not taken care of their resources. Put the switch off when you leave a room. If you don't need the air conditioner in a space, put it off. Your water heater goes off after your morning bath. You know, just be a good steward of your environment. Keep your place tidy. Take care of your room. You might have a help or nanny, but like the name implies, they're helping you. It's primarily your duty to take care of your environment, take care of yourself, your personal hygiene. These are all dimensions of well-being. Spiritual well-being. Living a life in tune with one's beliefs, faiths, values, ethics, or moral principles that provides purpose and direction in our life. Some people are atheists, and I respect that, I honor that. If you're one of that kind of person, please ignore this point. Otherwise, take your faith and your beliefs seriously because it will anchor you. Life is so uncertain, life is so unpredictable. If you are a person of faith, whatever you profess, take it seriously. It's an anchor in life's uncertainties. I want questions now before I move to goal setting. I see you writing. I don't know if mommy is going to share the slides with you. Do they get the slides? Okay. Okay, so you can focus more on participating than writing, although I respect the fact that you might have some points you want to write down. Do I have any questions about the dimensions of well-being? No? So can I ask my own questions? So, of the 8 dimensions of well-being, which of them speaks directly to your need, what you need right now? Financial. High five from here. Intellectual. Fantastic. Emotional. Spiritual, physical, social. Do you know why I like to make people say it out? Because we all have a need. We all have a dimension of well-being that we need to work on. Yes, all are important, but per time, there will be one that you need to amplify. Yes. You need to amplify one more than the other, or 2 more than the other per time. So thank you. It means you listened to the definitions that I gave. Now that we have spoken about peer pressure, which comes, I'm just summarizing now so that I can pivot us into goal setting. I have a question. With the lovely gray hijab, who are you living your life for? Good afternoon. I'm going to pass you the mic. Please help me. It's still morning? Okay. Okay. Fantastic. Thank you. Please clap for her. Does anybody disagree? I want a disagreeing opinion. Please pass him the mic. So the question is, who are you living your life for?
Own opinion, but mine, I say that I live my life for Christ.
For Christ?
Yes.
I can see your spiritual well-being does not need any work. Okay. Okay, coming out of the supernatural realm to the natural, give me an answer. We're in the natural realm. Who are you living your life for? Christ is happy and proud of you. There is no doubt about it, and I appreciate that because for a young person, this is a lot. Please clap for him. So, outside of the supernatural, in this sphere, who are you living your life for?
No one else but my mom.
Oh, now I wish I was your mom. Thank you very much. I want another answer or 2.
He's from this side.
Okay. Can we pass the mic to the other side? Not you again. So that other people will participate. Okay, I have a young lady in front. I'll just pass it to her. Thank you very much.
Well, for people who look up to you and who are trying to make you a better version of yourself.
Okay, so you're living for people who look up to you. Okay, I'll let you. so that you smile again. Please pass it to him. Thank you. Okay, there's somebody at the back, and that will be our last. Oh, okay. Oh, I like this. They want to talk. Mommy, bear with us.
Basically, I'm living my life for people who want to make a name for themselves and people who want to make a legacy that they will be known for.
So how? I have a question. So you want to be the person that they look up to?
No.
Okay.
I want to influence them that they can be themselves and still make other people see that you don't have to follow what somebody has already left behind. You can make what people know you for. I'm basically living for them to know that they are their own people.
So you want to be the symbol of self-actualization. Thank you very much. There's someone on this side. I'm going to pass you my own mic. Okay, you have one in the middle. Okay. Okay.
Good everyone. My name is Balogun Esther and I'm from.
Okay.
So I'm living my life
For yourself.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning to you all. My name is Ali Toure. I'm from Gambia. Yes, an experience of the Rogers Foundation College of Africa. I live my life for my family. My name is her name. Her name is my name.
Woo! That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Thank you for that.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Adam from Liberia, ex-student of the Y.E.S Foundation College of Africa, where I'm not living to please people, but I'm living a life for those who deserve it.
Okay, just one more. I'm just going to take. Okay, after her, we'll take her. Okay. But I want to hear from you. Don't worry, make it happen.
This may come out a bit weird, but I'm actually living my life for my enemies to prove them wrong.
Woo! Okay, quickly. Thank you for that. Quickly, you. Let him speak.
Yeah. I'm actually living. Okay, my name is Shedrack from the Y.E.S Foundation College of Africa, and I'm a Congolese. Yeah, I'm actually living for myself, for my family, and for the Y.E.S Foundation.
My name is Marcus Millie. I'm from Legacy Academy. I'm living my life for myself, my family, and the people that look up to me.
Wow, please put your hands together for yourselves. I say clap for yourself, it's not for me. Hey. Fantastic. It was so good. Thank you very much. And no answer is right or wrong. It is for you. It's how you're living your life. It's what motivates you. But basically, my appeal to you today is whatever you live your life for, whoever you account to for the life that you live, make sure you're proud of it. Did you hear that? If it's for your family, it's for the people who look up to you, if it's for your enemies, make sure that last, you're proud of it. Because that's all that matters in the end. Yeah? Okay. So now I can move you on to goal setting. We're going to tie it all back. But this was so exciting. Thank you, guys. You're such a great sport. Thank you. Goal setting for positive outcomes. Do you remember our topic? Navigating peer pressure and making positive choices. So we have to tie it back to your choices. What is a goal? A goal is something you aim for that takes planning and work. I'll say that again. A goal is something you aim for that requires planning, and work. The next slide. I'm going to take a few minutes here. Hear me out. The gray circle is where you are right now in your life, where I am, where we all are, individually. On the left, you have negative choices that will lead you to where you do not want to be, because that itself is a destination too. On the right, with the green arrow, you have positive choices, where you want to be, and that's your goal. If you're not actively planning towards the green arrow, I announce to you that you're most likely going to gravitate towards the red arrow. That's why Y.E.S is here to empower you. A lot of us wish we knew this at your age. Do you know where I'll be? Maybe I'll be the president of Nigeria. If somebody had taught me this. But it's really serious. If you get this now, you're good to go, wherever you find yourself. Because if you're not actively planning for the green arrow, positive choices, then everything that comes to you, you're all over the place. You're all over the place, and most likely going to end up where you do not want to be. So you have to have a goal. You have to have a plan. You have to work towards it. Do you get it? Everybody's quiet. Deep breath. Yes. Oh yeah, let's breathe again. Take a deep breath. Let it sink in. Thank you. People have different aspirations and goals. So they will have different plans. But I want you, that gray circle, to know where you want to be. It doesn't mean you have it all figured out. I'm 40, but I took coding classes. I'm a lawyer. Just to tell you that there's no figuring it out completely. So, but the aim is that I want to be that person with the kind of career portfolio that if you want to solve problems, you have to have Winifred in the room. That's my goal. So whatever sector I find myself, I am still who I am. I have still made the choices and worked the work that makes me a person of value. That's what I'm talking about. You might not know if it's going to be law school or medical college or setting up a philanthropy organization like Mommy has, but your goal in life has to be clear to you. It will get bigger at some point, it might shrink at some point, but the core of it. So, I'll give you my goal in one sentence. You are so interactive. I don't know how many I can take, but I'm going to come, put you on the spot, no right or wrong answer, and tell me what a goal for you would look like. So my goal is to be that person who solves problems in any room that I find myself. And I do that by advocating for people, by appealing to communities, and pleasing God. That is my goal. So it doesn't matter if I become a doctor today after this law, because I can do all things. Yes, but I will solve problems. So I like your face. You've not spoken. And we have the same shoes. Just say something. Thank you.
My goal is to take first position in my class.
Please clap for him. Do you know why I say you should clap? Because that goal, he knows he has to be disciplined. He has to do more. He has to turn in his assignment as and when due, do the extra research. So it might sound like it's just one line, right? But there's a lot of work. So he's going to make the positive choices to take him to that green circle. Thank you very much. You didn't tell me your name.
My name is Eze Goodluck, and I am from Legacy Academy.
Thank you, Eze. Please clap for him. So the purpose of that exercise is to help you realize that you just need to encapsulate something. There's a very smiley face at the back. You're going to tell me your goal. You stopped smiling all of a sudden. And you're looking this way. You. Yes, no, next to you. The light-skinned guy. Stop looking back. Yeah. His facial expressions have been very encouraging for me. Please clap for him while we get a microphone. So after this contribution, I'll move very quickly so that I don't keep you. I don't know what time your school bus is coming. Yeah, so.
Okay, my name is Aman. I'm from Ethiopia.
Wow. Okay. Tell us your goal in one sentence. Doesn't have to be fancy.
My goal.
Yeah.
There are a lot.
Summarize.
Okay.
What's your greatest goal out of all of them? Give us.
Okay.
Yes.
To study in Harvard.
Woo! That's fantastic. Please keep your hands together. Clap now. Thank you very much, Ahmad from Ethiopia. So his goal is to study in Harvard. So just like good luck is a good luck, there's a lot of work, there's discipline, and they know, but they are not afraid. That is what goals do for you. So he's not going to be sleeping when you're sleeping. He's going to do the extra study for SAT, for IGCSE, for TOEFL, because he knows he has to be at the top to get there. So when you leave this place today, if you don't do anything, set a goal, and by all means pursue it. Just to equip you a little bit more, your goals must be specific. So at the end of my study at so place, I would have written, there's an exam to get into Harvard, or a series of exams. I should have written this exam, the SATs, the GREs, and I should score. There's a benchmark. So you have to bring that score into your statement, right? And that goal must be realistic. It's not that you are late in submitting your assignment in your local school, then you want to go to Harvard. It's not going to happen. So it has to be realistic. And it has to be time-bound. That's why I said at the end of. So those are SMART goals. Your goals should be specific. What do I want to accomplish? It has to be measurable. How will I know when it is accomplished? It has to be achievable. How can the goal be accomplished? It has to be realistic. Does this seem worthwhile? Does it seem like something I can do based on what I'm doing right now? And it has to be time-bound. When can I accomplish this goal? For instance, I want to save 50,000 naira by January. There's an amount, there's a time frame, it's realistic. How will I do that? I'll put 2,000 naira aside every week for it to come together. I didn't do the maths, but I'm just making you understand that there has to be a consistent action that takes you in the direction of that goal. Goal setting for positive outcomes. There's an action plan. Remember? Who remembers the definition of a goal? Something. Okay, very quickly. Thank you.
A goal is something that you aim for that requires planning and work.
Thank you very much. Please clap for her. So part of what we're going to run through quickly is the planning and the work. So define the area of wellness. That's why I made us speak out the area of wellness we wanted to focus on. Define the general aim. So what am I aiming to achieve from my intellectual wellness? Is it to get myself fit? Is it to maybe crack an invention? Something, but there should be a general aim around it, not just going blindly and doing things. If not, you will do what somebody else is doing for their intellectual well-being that has no bearing on what you want to do for yourself. So don't be a copycat. And the only way not to be is to understand the general aim of what you're doing. If not, you'll follow trends, you'll be easily influenced, and at the end of the day, you can't tie your activities to where you want to go. And that's the worst thing that can happen to you at the end of secondary school. Yeah? So make sure that you get a general idea about why you're choosing those activities and where you want them to take you. Define the SMART goal. We just took you through SMART. Why do I want to achieve that goal, not another one? You know, God has created us so uniquely that whatever burdens you, it's probably something God is calling you to find a solution to. So as part of our self-awareness trainings, we ask each person to write down what burdens you, what in society do you look at and say, I don't like this, or we can do this better, or how did we get here? So those things that you question, that burden you, that concern you, are most likely things that life is calling you to pay attention to. Make sure you think about those things when you plan the dimensions of your wellness. What am I going to achieve from that goal? It shouldn't be aimless, please. My mother, we don't want you to waste your lives. There must be something that you want to achieve from that goal, by all means, tie it to something. If not, don't bother. I'm telling you. I like to coach people to have goals. But if you cannot tie that goal to something, just leave it. Tell your mind to generate another one. And it will. The mind is very clever. What resources do I need to achieve that goal? Most times you need things. Time is a resource. Human beings are a resource. Maybe you need to get a mentor to help you to actualize a goal. You want to go to Harvard. Is there somebody in Ethiopia that you look up to, somebody within your faculty at school that you can say, you know what, I want to walk in your steps. Show me the way. That person is a resource for you at that time. Next slide. Oh, I've talked you through this already without even going to the slide. But you'll have the slides just to make reference to. I'm going to conclude now. But before I do you have any questions? Okay, we've done a lot of interaction. Any questions? I have 4 eyes. I can't even see you all properly. Okay, no questions. So by way of conclusion, make choices that lead you to your goals. For instance, if I want to go to England today, I'm not going to buy a ticket to Brazil. Choices are that definitive. I'm going to go look for the airlines that fly to England, and I'm going to buy a ticket to England. For instance, we might all fly through Ethiopia because Addis Ababa is a hub for flights now. So I'm going to England, you're going to Brazil. We both fly to the hub in Addis Ababa. But at Addis Ababa, I have to go this way to go to England, and you have to go that way to go to Brazil. So when your friends, when your social networks have their goals, don't copy. Don't buy a ticket to Brazil when you're supposed to be going to England. That's the power of choices. Don't copy. If you copy, copy good things because they tie to where you are going. So you can decide, oh, my friend is going with Ethiopian Air. Oh, I'll buy Ethiopian Air. So we do the first leg together. That's cool. That's fine. But when you get to Addis, don't gist with him and enter his plane. They won't even let you board. That's the power of choices. I like to use this example. So make choices that lead to your goal, to your destination. Our journeys might look similar. At a point, we might all have a waiting area that is the same, but please, please, for the sake of your parents, for the sake of your enemies, for the sake of your families, but ultimately for the sake of yourself, make choices that lead to your goals. Don't be easily influenced by what the cool guy in school is doing. Because you know what? He's living that cool life for himself. You got to live yours for yourself. Number 2, if you only remember one thing from today's interaction, deep breath. Let it be that your choices should be weighed by their consequences. Ask often, where is this taking me? Every choice has a consequence. And that should be the determining factor for you, not if it's a popular choice or an unpopular one. But this consequence, am I ready to carry it? I say to people, well, you feel like doing drugs is okay. That's your choice, but there's a consequence. Your neurological pathways are going to be rewired in a way that you will not recognize who you are. You will not be that person that God created you to be. You will not manifest in this world to the maximum level that you could have because of that choice. So choices have consequences. So weigh your decisions by the consequences that they carry. Lastly, your desire to live a life you will be proud of needs to outweigh your urge to belong or be validated by others. So I'll tell you my daughter's answer. She said the biggest influence for peer pressure is wanting to belong, wanting to be accepted, which is not different. You've just said it all in different words. So your desire to live a life you'll be proud of should outweigh your urge to belong or be validated by others. This is a heavy thing we've talked about, so I put binoculars in the next slide. I want you to look ahead with optimism. Don't be fazed by the weight of big decisions. Build muscle in small decisions. Should I go to bed at 8 or by 10? You can go to bed at 10, but you're going to have the consequences of being tired in the morning. So build your decision-making muscles with the littlest of things. Should I have these 3 candies or the apple that mommy puts in my bag? Build the muscle with little decisions. I want you to look ahead with optimism. Yeah? It's not that hard. Come on. And the thing is, if you fall off the wagon, get up, dust yourself, and keep moving. We're not here telling you about peer pressure because we haven't made our own mistakes. Do you hear me? We're here telling you because we made them, we got up, we dusted ourselves, we look cool now, don't we? Yeah, so you have to pick yourself up when you fall down and know that there are people who believe in you. So I said, we believe in you, and we know you can make smart choices that lead to your well-being. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, let's give her a round of applause. Thank you so much. We enjoyed that, and we've learned a lot from it. And I want to believe that we'll start making good use of all that we have learned so far. Right? Yes. Thank you. Well, just in a nutshell, yes, she has told us about goal setting, about peer pressure, and how we can be focused. Because for me, I believe that no goal is too high or hard for you to achieve when you are focused. Set that goal. Focus. Plan. Work at getting it done. And do it positively. Do it rightly. Do it correctly. And you will definitely get to that destination. Well, I want to thank Mrs. Winifred again for that. Mrs. Winifred Aloba Gogo, thank you so much for giving us that wonderful, brilliant one. And I just hope that henceforth we'll make better use of our time, because it's part of the resources we have, of the people around us. We don't use them. We don't use people because they are resources. But we allow them make good impact in our lives by also, giving them that positive part of ours. Okay, the next session is about building self-esteem and positivity during adolescence. We are all young, we are vibrant, we can do all things, right? But I want to believe that we can do all things good. Let's put the positive vibe there. And to discuss that with us is Pastor Gladys Ogbija, a youth developer, one who builds self-esteem in women and children, especially the challenged. That's, I want to believe, the physically challenged children or mentally challenged children, psychologically challenged children. Thank you very much. Please, let's give her a round of applause as she comes in. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes. Hello, everyone. Good morning, everybody. All right, we're going to put a round of applause for ourselves. Sincere apologies for coming late today. But first of all, I want to thank our mommy here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma. Can you please celebrate her, please? And to the other speakers who spoke before me, I wish I was here to listen to them because I love learning. I love learning. When I was a teenager, I write a lot. I write so much that if I sit close to my younger sister, she's in the UK now, I'll be writing on her back. She'll say, leave me alone, leave me alone. So I find every opportunity to write. I also find opportunity to read and learn new English words. So when I was in primary 4, my teacher would just pick me out of the class and say, spell it for them. Spell it for them. Can we celebrate ourselves once again? Thank you so much for the privilege. I'm a storyteller. I love telling stories because I believe that for me, I learn more from stories. Like when I was a child, I can tell my mom the things that happened as far back, 4 years old, and she's surprised. How do you remember? So I love telling stories. So our topic today says building self-esteem and positivity during adolescence. I love using myself as an example. I love using myself as an example. And this is the first time I'll be sharing this publicly. My son is here, and he's hearing it for the first time. But I feel so privileged to share it with you because I feel like you will learn a lot from it. When I was about 4 years old, 4 or 5 years old, my father was a magistrate then, and my mom was a trader. So my father would go to work, my mom would go for business, and we go to school. I know it's from a polygamous setting. I don't even want to go there. Let's just leave that one for another day. So on this day I was sick. I was sick, very sick. Everybody has gone to school. My mom has gone to business. My dad has gone to work. And you know, stepmoms, maybe stepmoms don't care. Let me put it like that. So, our gate man, a man of about 39, 40 years old, would call me from the house and take me to because we live in the court premises then in Benin. Just behind the premises is our residence. He would take me into the convenience, the toilets, and begin to abuse me there. So I didn't understand. I was confused. I couldn't explain what it is. So that ruined me. That experience alone destroyed my self-esteem. When my father would come back from work and say, "How are you?" I'll say, "Fine." But you know, a lot of teenagers say fine and everything is not fine. And say, Mommy will say, "Have you eaten?" I'll say, "Yes." She will ask the gate man, "Hope you took care of him, of her." We'll say, "Yes, ma." But something happened again that helped my confidence a little. One day, I don't know how, he wasn't only abusing me, he was abusing others, that's my sisters too. So I don't know who got the courage to open up and tell Mom and Dad, "Look at what the gate man is doing to us." But the memory of what my father did made me feel that if my father can behave like this, abuse must be a very bad thing. That means what the man is doing is bad. Because I was still a child, I was small, I was not wondering, why is that shouting? Why is he angry? Why is everybody angry? My mom was shouting, even my stepmom was on the matter. Everybody was vibrating, everybody was shouting. So I knew that thing he was doing was very bad. That was what built my confidence a little, but still did not repair the damage that it did to me psychologically, emotionally, and physically. So I want to speak to young people here and young girls and young boys. The power of abuse is silence. The power of abuse is silence. If your abuser can make you keep quiet, you're giving him more power. If he threatens you and tells you, "Don't talk, don't tell anybody," you're giving him more power. So the only way to break his power is to speak out. So I broke the power of that gate man over me because somebody spoke out. Somebody broke the silence. So the more you keep quiet about an abuse, an event, something that happened that wasn't right, the more you're giving the abuser the power over you. So for me, that repaired my self-esteem to a large extent. I was able to speak out a little bit, and thank you so much for listening to my story. So my time is fast spent. Sorry I came late, but I love the word that Mommy sent to me. It said yes. I said yes. Can somebody say yes? Yes. So it said yes means young. Yes, it means empowered, and it means strong. And something stood out for me. When I look at things, at text, something always stands out. It means, what stood out for me was empowered. being empowered, I don't know what mommy defined it to be, but being empowered means that you have everything that it takes to be successful. That means irrespective of where you're coming from, irrespective of where you've been, you still have what it takes. That means no matter your experience, nothing has changed. You're still intact 100%, though it looks as if you're tampered with, something tampered with. But everything that it takes to be successful, still intact. It's still in you. So it doesn't matter your background, your experiences. You are young. You know, someone that's young has the ability to grow and still grow and develop. You know, my uncle broke his waist. You know, I like telling stories. And they were telling him, you're old. If it's a boy of about 13, 16, 18, it will heal in a matter of weeks. Say, but you're old. So being young means power. So being young is powerful. So you're young means that you're powerful. It means that you're intact. It means that you're vibrant. It means that you have all it takes. That means you have a whole lot of life ahead of you. So my son is here. He didn't like my grandmom. Why? Because he's old. She's old. Don't like him. So my grandma will be pained. My son, come let me carry you. He says, I don't like old people. One day he told me, say, Mommy, you can grow old, but please don't die. He said, and I said, he didn't ask me, must everybody grow old? I said, yes, everybody will grow old. It's okay, you can grow old, but I don't like the dying part. So that means everybody likes young people. That's why abusers look for young people. Men who abuse girls, boys, they look for young people because you're full of potential. You are young, you have everything that it takes to be successful in life. And the last one says you're strong. The last one says you're strong. When my boy was young, he can run around. I can pursue him now. If he just offends me, I just look at him like this. Can you tell yourself, I'm strong? I'm young. I'm empowered. I hope you know the meaning of these words. And I hope you apply it every day in your life. All right, so I'm not going to go through all the stages of adolescence. We'll look at early stage, the middle stage, and the latter days. But the part I want to look at briefly is a part of experiencing body, physical changes. For me, my mom never told me about menstruation. My mom never told me. I didn't say she was a bad mom, but because nobody told her, she too didn't have the confidence to tell me. You know, the day I sat my son down to give him sex education, Mommy, I was sweating. Because I know that if I don't tell him, somebody will definitely... I had to summon courage. Summon courage. You see, he was asking me questions. What is this? What is this? I said, God, nobody taught me this. How do I do it? But I had to summon the courage to be able to explain to him this is what it is. So adolescence stage is very important for the girls, and it's very important as well for the boys. So for the girls, you know I like girls. All the ladies here, can you put your hands together for yourself? Look at how he's looking at me. I like you too. I like guys. All right, so I'm going to begin with the girls. The onset of menstruation. You know that first time, you know how it looks like? Me, mine was so embarrassing that I was on a journey to Port Harcourt. Boy, as I stood up from the car, I couldn't walk, my legs were because nobody told me. Honestly, nobody told me. So it was a man who was sitting with me by the bus that explained to me what to do. My mom sent me on the journey for the first time to Port Harcourt. She didn't prepare me, and this is what you're going to expect. You're 13 now, you're 14 now. I didn't know. I sat in the car. I was messed up. It was a man close to me that explained to me what to do. So this stage of your life is not meant to embarrass you. It's not meant for embarrassment. How many of you feel hungry here? Sometimes you feel hungry. Let me see you. If you're not hungry, you will not eat today. I'll make sure you don't eat. You know? Are you embarrassed for being hungry? No. Is it a crime to be hungry? So why are you embarrassed about menstruation? It's a natural thing. It's normal. That's how God designed the bodies to work. How many of you want to become a medical doctor, an engineer? It's normal. So having these changes in your body, they are normal. Can you help me tell someone they are normal? And they're not meant to harass or bring embarrassment to you. It's a normal phase of life, and that's how God designed it. Let me quickly say this to girls. I say this in all my teachings. I ask a question, especially to women, women. If I ask women in my classes, how many of you in next life want to be a woman again? 2 hands. Sometimes in a room of 100 persons, 2 hands or 1. Say, God forbid, I don't want to be a man again. Let me tell you the truth. Whatever you're not proud of, you cannot maximize. It pains my heart. I do the experiment with boys too, and I say, how many of you, if there is a next life, that's if there is, because I don't think there is, you want to become a male again? 70% say they want to become males again. So you have more confident guys than confident ladies. But you can change the narrative as well. So you must love it. Love yourself. You must love your body. You must love your experiences, because that's what makes you unique. That's what makes you unique. So being a young girl, a young guy, is very important phase of your life. Don't abuse it. So quickly, let me move. My time is running. So I've talked about menstruation, I've talked about hair growth in pubic areas, talked about development of breasts for the girls. Then for the guys, you have the enlargement of testicles. See, learn to call your body parts their names, please. There's nothing like private parts, it's vagina. That's the truth, that's what it is. It doesn't embarrass me to say I have eyes, or I have legs, or I have ears. Or there's nothing wrong with being in having penis. I asked my son, when I was teaching him how to bath, have you washed your penis? He's here, ask him. You're not like, Mommy, why? Why? I said, so which name should I call it? That's the name. Abba. See, how many of you have hands here? You know, he traveled recently with a dad, and I called him on phone. I said, okay, not to offend him, I said, I hope you wash those areas. Because that's the name. So shying away from it shows that something is wrong. Shying away from who you are, shying away from mentioning your body parts, you know, shows it's an indicator that something is wrong. So if you can't call what it is, you can't call your private part, you can say it's private part, private areas. That's what it is. Call them by names. It's normal. It's very normal. Is that understood? Yes, am I embarrassing anybody here? I know when I get home today, this guy will finish me. Mommy, you took this your attitude outside. All right, so one major thing I'd like to talk here is sexual curiosity. As a teenager, it is proper to be sexually curious. It is normal. It is healthy. As a matter of fact, ask your mommies and your daddies. If you're a male child, when you're weeing, I think mommy check if the testicles or the penis is standing. It's normal. It's healthy. Look at the way this guy is just, I'm making uncomfortable. So it's okay to have sexual curiosity. But what you do with it is very important. I have feelings. I have romantic feelings. It's not bad, it's normal. But what do I do with it? I tell my son all the time, you have a feeling for someone in your class. You have a feeling for a girl. It's normal. What you do with it is what makes it wrong. So there is nothing embarrassing about it. It is normal. It's a sign that your hormones are balanced. It's a sign that you are healthy. How many of you are hungry? You've been hungry today. Now, I like food. How many of you have been hungry? And you're so hungry and you went to steal. So hungry, you know, I'm so hungry. Today I'm going to steal. How many of you have been there before? No. So that's what sexual curiosity is. It's hunger for something else, which is not food. But that part of you is normal, is healthy for you to have such desires. But please do not steal to satisfy it. Please do not steal to satisfy your sexual curiosity. So this is very important. I like hitting this part of it because I've seen young girls, young boys getting involved, trying to explore their sexual curiosity. So the fact that you feel that way doesn't mean you must express it. There is time for everything. There is time for everything. There is time for everything. There is time. From my experience, a lot of teenagers don't like talking about this aspect. Because somehow, somewhere, they're guilty. Somehow, somewhere. I deal with a lot of young persons. And I've seen cases upon cases. Sometimes, I wonder, God, I hope my heart will not break one day. Because things you hear, mommy, some of them we can't say. You know, a lot of people have experimented. And it pains me that their mothers are not aware. And some of them have to confide in the mom. Because if I do not confide in the mom, I can't help them. I don't live with them in the same house. So some of them I have to confide in the mom. This is what your son and your daughter is going through. Please, work with me to help them. So trying to explore it has led to so many devastating consequences. So many. I've seen mothers lose their daughters just trying to explore. The person who taught me how to make hair when I was a teenager, because we had tried to hustle to survive, I lost her. She was in the boarding house. The parents were in the house that morning. I've dressed up. I was in JS3 preparing to go to school. And here comes a man. I'm looking for so person. I said, the mom leaves us. But the look on the man's face wasn't nice. I said, she's in the general hospital. She just died. I can't forget that here. How old was she? She was just 16. She was trying to explore. And it pains my heart that each time I travel to my state, the guy involved is married now, his children are grown. Pains me. He's a professional musician, but the person he experimented with was a victim. He survived to tell the story, but she didn't. So I want to beg us that as a teenager, one part of your life, you must protect your sexuality. You must protect it. You must guard it. You must protect it. You must guard it. For me, I'll teach you how I guarded mine. I took a pen and a paper one day and I wrote my goals down. I wrote when I will have sex and at what age. So one way to help you, write your goals down, including your sex goals. I wrote them down. I taught my son the same thing. I told him what to do. Write your goals down. There's time for everything. And for me, the year I wrote that I would get married was 24. I got married at 25. Just a little difference. So when we write our dreams down, they happen. They come to pass. So please celebrate your sexuality, guard sexuality, and don't abuse it. The consequences sometimes can last a lifetime. If God doesn't intervene, it can last. It can ruin your life. It can ruin your destiny. It can ruin your career. It can ruin your dreams. So you have to guard your sexuality. Can you help me tell someone to guard it? Don't exploit it. Help me tell someone else to guard it. Don't exploit it. Some persons are not liking this topic. But we have to say it. Yes. We have to say it. So the next thing I want to talk about briefly, how to build your self-esteem. Quickly. How to build your self-esteem. How to build your self-esteem. Love. Love is the number one ingredient to build your self-esteem. You have to love your sex. You're a male, love it. If you're a female, love it. That's where it begins from. People who don't love themselves are difficult to help. Because there's no amount of love. Do you wonder, mommy, how a parent will love a child, do everything? And you say, just a week out of the house, she has something else. Just 1 week. And I've seen parents, their children are going to university, they are fidgeting. Because as a parent, this is what I want to conclude, but let me say it. No matter how much love your parents shows you, 50% of what you become still depends on your choices. No matter how great a parent is. Let your father be a pastor. and a bishop. Let him be known in the community. Yes, or imam. Yes, thank you, ma'am. 50% of whatever you become still depends on your choices. The choices you make. So I want to beg us today, please love yourself. It's difficult to help a person who doesn't love his or herself. You must love yourself. Some people don't love their skin color, don't love their height. For the girls, don't love their hip. Some don't love their breasts. Some don't like, I'm too dark, I'm too slim, I'm too fat, I'm too this. Please, you're still growing. Be patient, please. So you must love yourself. Love yourself. You know, that self-love is the key, is a major key to becoming great in life. You know, when I was growing up, I was broke. My family was very broke. Somebody surprised, I'm broke. Yeah, very broke, that you can eat once a day. Or sometimes once in 2 days. And we're 6 in number, my father is late. And it's just my mom. See, there was nothing anybody could say to me that could make me not love myself at that time. Nothing. Because I believed in myself that one day I'll be a great person. I believed so much. My sister was admitted into a university in Ekuma. From there, she got scholarship and she's abroad. Everybody was just fighting, determined. We're not distracted, looking for love. So a person who does not love himself or herself will end up finding love in the wrong places. In the wrong places. So the number one, I said a person who doesn't love his or herself will end up finding love in the wrong places. Because you're looking for what is not there. It has to be in you first. It has to be in you first. So that's the number one key. 2. That's the number one key. 2. You know, every one of us believe in God. Whether you're Muslim or you're a Christian. You believe in Allah. You believe in God. You must understand this thing. I always tell people, one way to build self-confidence is stop taking responsibility for the things that were not your fault. Stop taking responsibility for the things that were not your fault. For instance, the choice of a father and mother was not yours. How many of you were there when your father was toasting mom? I was asking mom out. You weren't there. So why take responsibility for their errors? Maybe they're divorced. You feel like, it's my fault. It's my fault. It's not your fault. You weren't there. Okay, somebody was sexually abused or raped. And you're taking responsibility for that. No, it wasn't your fault. So you must learn to build self-esteem by learning not to take responsibility for things that weren't your choices. Choice of a parent is not yours. Choice of a father is not yours. Choice of a rapist is not yours. The family you were born into is not your choice. Your parents are divorced. How is it my fault? My father died. It's not my fault. I remember as a child, I used to run up after everybody, pursue them, please. I'll call them daddy. Daddy, say, get out, I'm not your father. And one of them told me, come to my house, come and visit me. I'll give you money. I went there. He almost shut the door, if not for neighbors that came to help me. That wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. It's his. The guilt is his. The condemnation is his. So you must stop taking responsibility for the things that you didn't choose. How many of you chose to be a Nigerian? Some of you won't like this. So let's not take responsibility for the things that are not our fault or the things that are not our decisions. Am I communicating this? Am I communicating? So don't take responsibility. Can you help me tell somebody don't take responsibility? I had a friend that woke up one morning, cancer grew in the eye. And they had to remove it. I tell her all the time, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. The eye is gone. Forget it. You didn't ask for it. Or you're deformed. It's not your fault. So why carry the burden and the guilt around? Then, back then, we'll be in the secondary school class. People will be laughing at her, mocking at her, and calling her names. One eye, one eye, one eye. I said, don't mind them. And she'll be so depressed, so sad, so confused. I told her, well, forget about them. It's not your fault. You didn't cause it. But today, when we're in the class, because of the way she was mocked, she would just carry her pen and sit behind. Behind. That's why when I go to a classroom, I always watch students who sit behind. There's a reason. I always, if you go to the back, she would take a pen and a paper and begin to make designs of clothes. So the teacher will come and say, all this while you're not writing, they will trash her. Next week she'll still come again. She'll still write the same thing. But today she's a magnificent designer in Lagos. She told me one day, she spoke in her language. I will interpret. She spoke in her language. She said, meaning that I see more than people that have two eyes. She employs graduates from fashion school and gives them a style to cut. And they still come to ask her, Madam, please help us cut it. It's hard. She sleeps in her visions and she gets designs. And she makes them. She makes bridal clothes, traditional attires. She makes for China, UK, US. That's why I said 50% of whatever you become is not what happened to you. It's your choices. She's doing fabulously well and a mom of 4 boys. Brilliantly. So I'm just trying to rush my slide. The next thing that you must learn to develop if you want to build your self-esteem is have a relationship with God. I can't miss this. Have a relationship with God. You could be a Muslim and you could be a Christian. Develop, because God is the primary source of confidence, of self-esteem. He's the primary source. He's the one who looks at you and tells you who you are. And tells you you're great, this is what I made you to be. He's the only one that can look at you and tell you your intrinsic value, what you carry that you don't know, that you're not aware of. So you must build a relationship with God to develop self-esteem. For me, I found that early, and it helped me. That doesn't mean that I didn't make mistakes, but my relationship with God has helped me so far. The fact I stand here today is because I had a relationship with Him. I would have been lost. So let's find a relationship with God, because your true identity is in Him. He is your manufacturer. He's the one who made you. So before you even came, He knew you already, your color, everything about you. And He knows what you're going to become. So if you want to develop your self-esteem, you can't do it outside of Him. There's no way you do it outside of Him. I mean, those days we used to buy phones and we read the manuals. Why? Because the manufacturer has a key to operate the phone. So the God who made you has a key to operate your life. So there's no way you put God aside in your life and you want to become the best of what you want to be. So develop a relationship with God, because that's the primary source of confidence. Can we say that's the primary source of confidence? Can you say it again? Primary source of confidence. That's what He loves you irrespective of who you are, where you're coming from, or your background. The next thing is be patient. An impatient person cannot be great. Mommy has done business. Mommy, I don't think somebody who's not patient can grow business. Be patient. See, this haste, this Gen Z thing, leads nowhere. Or at least, we see the examples in the news. Let's be patient. Your adolescence is the foundation for a healthy and a successful life. So for you to go through this phase successfully, you must be patient. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your body. Be patient with Yes, be patient. You must be patient. You must be patient. Don't be in a haste to do something because people do it. Don't be in a haste to experiment because people are experimenting. Be patient. Patience is key in this age of adolescence. You can do well if you're patient. You can rise if you be patient. You can become successful if you're patient. You know, it's because of lack of patience that people take the back door. They want it quick. And money isn't the greatest thing in life. You know, I was listening to a comedy 2 days ago, and the guy called two persons. He said, God bless you, 1 billion, so I die tomorrow. He said, God forbid. So money is not our problem. He said, God bless you, 2 billion, you die tomorrow. He said, God forbid. Everybody was saying God forbid. He said, come on. That means money isn't the biggest thing in life. Being kind is an asset. It's also wealth. Be patient is also wealth. There are wealth that are immaterial that, you know, you can't, thank you. You can't quantify them. Being gentle, being responsible, is an asset. So let's learn to be patient with ourselves. Can you help me tell somebody be patient? Be patient. Can you say it again? Be patient. Be patient. Can you say it again? Be patient. Be patient. Let's be patient with ourselves, please. And the next thing I want to talk about before I round up is bullying. One thing that's common amongst teenagers is bullying. You know, each time you bully a person, you are inflicting pain on that person. Each time you bully, my son throughout secondary school can never walk up to me and call his teacher names. I won't take it. They'll say, Mommy, I'm not the one that gave him the name. Oh. It's my classmates. I say, and you're calling it. So I want to appeal to us as teenagers. Don't be the reason for someone's pain. The rate of suicide among teenagers is increasing because of bullying. People are depressed. Young teenagers are depressed. They're depressed. They're suicidal. They're living in fear. They're anxious because of what people say. Not just what they say, the way and the manner they say it. So please, I want to beg us as I round up today. Don't be the reason for someone's pain or for someone's depression. If you have a friend in the classroom, be the confidant of that friend. Let a friend see you and be happy. Don't let people see you and they're fidgeting. They're nervous. Please, it's not a good attribute, please. It's destroying teenagers. A mom in Lagos recently found her daughter in the room. She has taken poison. What she just came back from school, what people are saying. Bullying has negative effect on people, and please do not participate in bullying, please. The effect is very devastating. We deal with issues like that every day. People have taken their lives because of what people said. I mean young teenagers. Because their mind is still young, they can't comprehend, they can't contain the pain they feel. So do not participate in bullying someone, calling the person name, making the person feel uncomfortable, making the person feel less of his or herself. And let me tell you the truth about bullies. They're actually people who lack self-confidence. If you see a bully, that's who he is. He lacks confidence in themselves. So the only way he tries to gain it is to bully others. He's afraid. He's afraid. So he comes to class the next morning, you know, until he bullies someone, doesn't feel okay. It's like an addiction. So please do not participate in bullying. Can you help me tell someone, please don't participate in bullying? Be a source of courage, of strength, and of hope. All right, thank you very much, guys. My time is up. Thank you so much, Mommy. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Yes, appreciate it. Thank you.
Please, oh, I love this. Since we're already giving her a standing ovation, I will implore all of us to do that. Please, let's stand up. Give her, okay, a round of applause, please. Okay, we are going to redo that. A round of applause for her. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. We appreciate you, Pastor Gladys Ogbija. And yes, I'm more developed than when I came in today. And I want to believe that you are too. Wow, it's been a lovely and wonderful session. And yes, we would want to know what you have learned and what you have unlearned, because I want to believe that some of us have unlearned certain things. You've realized that certain things aren't good, and moving forward, you will not do them again. And for those who have learned something, we would love for you to share it with us. So, for that reason, I'm going to call just two people who are ready to tell us what they've learned. A male and a female preferably. Okay, we have, yes. So, so let's see if we can take them quickly. I'll start with, do we have the mic somewhere close by? Okay, okay. Please, could you pass that? Thank you. Yes, let's start with, okay, so.
Good day, everyone. My name is Christopher Ogoy. I'm from Legacy Academy. I learned that for communication to be very effective, you must boost your listening skills.
Clap for him, please. Can we do the clapping properly? Thank you. So, what have you learned, or what have you unlearned today? Those at the back, I can see, okay, the lady there. Okay. Yes, yes. Go ahead, please.
My name is Hawa Mimplin Sekasi, and I'm a Liberian, ex-student of the Rochus Foundation College of Africa. So today is when the last speaker was speaking that I actually found out that the topics are linked.
Yes.
From effective.
Please give her a round of applause for that.
From
it shows you're listening.
Communication to navigating peer pressure, and then to building self-esteem. All I just have to say is, based on what the last speaker said, you give power to abusers when you're silent. So, you know, we are all young people here. I really wanted to say this, that's why I stood up. You know, like, the communication aspect comes in. You know, sometimes it's not easy to say, I am going through this, but actions. But I think most times the teachers, our parents are not able to see these actions. Like, there was a news sometime, I think around the beginning of this year, he's a young boy, and he was like, I think he has been waiting till he's 18-year-old to finally own a gun in America. So he has been waiting till 18. So he finally became 18 years old, and then he bought a gun. He went to his school, his primary school, that he went to when he was like 6 years old. And he shot about 21 students in the class. And he shot his grandmother. The grandmother didn't die. He shot 21 students in the class, shot the teacher also. Now, I'm saying this person, this particular child, you know, we are all blaming him now. We are saying he's no longer the victim here, obviously. But we are forgetting to know that a couple of years ago, he has been bullied, he has been suppressed, his voice has not been heard, and it has built over time to reach to that part where he wants to pour out that kind of aggression. So, what I just want to say is, if a teacher or a person or someone older than you taught you inappropriately, loud them, as Nigerians would say.
Please
shout it out.
Of applause.
No, it's not play. You know, I think you think the person is bigger than you, you think the person is older than you, so they are not going to do nothing. They can't do you anything. You know why? You know why? Because now there are people ready to listen.
Yes.
There are people ready to listen to you. Yeah. So you see, when shortly, you know, when someone, like, let's say, you know, we are all students, right? I just came out of secondary school, like, just this year. So when maybe he calls you to his office and he's the principal and he's touching you, tell him you're not going to do that. It's not going to work. And if you insist on doing it, I think one thing the female teachers again, they don't listen as much as they're supposed to listen.
Okay.
You know, we understand sometimes the student might be lying, but what if they are not? What if it's actually true? What if the person you're thinking is the principal, is the head of school, is the director? What if it's the principal doing it? And you're not listening? So please, just air out your opinion. There is power in being able to talk.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. Effective communication. Listen. Listen. When someone talks, you listen. And listen for understanding. You listen, you understand what the person is trying to communicate, and then you take action. That is when the correct cycle of communication has taken place. All right, please.
My name is Kam Sadaka. I'm friends with them. Or they're my brothers and sisters. So, if I say what I learned, because I did not learn one thing today, definitely. Okay. I learned excess, enough, plenty.
Okay, so give us two of those.
Two? Okay, definitely. I would have loved to share all of them, but...
for want of time.
Okay. What I learned today is this. I learned that if you think positively, you'll be able to overcome anything in life, anywhere you find yourself in. If you think positively, you'll be able to overcome everything. And another thing I learned was that you should learn how to believe in yourself. What you thought about it not just come up like that. You had a reason to think about it. So you just think and find out why you thought of that. So are you able to pass through that blockage, that thing that's in front of you that's stopping you from moving on? Because in this life, we're meant to move forward.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Positive thoughts. Always encourage positive thoughts. Always. Always. Allow that and not negative thoughts.
Okay. My name is Christina Thomas. I'm from South Sudan, Y.E.S Foundation. Okay, I just wanted to speak to a sister here. I didn't get her name. When we were being asked, like, who do you live for? Okay. And she was like, she wanted to live for our enemies. And I'm not saying her answer is wrong, but we all have our different opinions on why we want to do some things.
Okay.
She said she wanted to live for our enemies. We have many enemies. I have someone who might not like the way I walk. So if I want to live for that person, I would want to change my walking step because that person does not like the way I walk. If this girl does not like the way I speak, I would want to change the way I speak because she does not like the way I speak. I'm not even reading. So I feel like we should know.
Okay. And I want to believe that's exactly what she meant when she said she's living for our enemies, to put them wrong, to put them to shame, right? To prove them wrong. So I was taken aback too when I heard I'm leaving, but the last part of it says it all. So communication, let's learn to listen attentively, understand, then we can respond. Thank you so much for that. And yes, that's also clarifying for those who didn't get it correctly. So she wants to live to prove to her enemies that she can do what they think she couldn't. All right. Next person, please. Thank you.
My name is Stephanie. I'm a proud scholar of Legacy Academy, and I learned a lot of things today, but there's a particular topic that stood out for me, and that's the topic on bullying.
Okay.
I was bullied when I was younger, and now I know that because they had low esteem, they tried to bring down my esteem. And now I want to try and bring up my esteem. I don't want to be a bully. I show that you don't have to be a bully to have a high esteem. You just have to have a lot of friends. You have to be nice, be positive.
Thank you very much for that. Yes, when you love yourself, you will be able to love others, because you can't give out what you don't have. You can only give what you have. So when you have loads of love in you, you will be able to love others too. Next, please.
Good day, everyone. My name is Anonye Ifoma. I'm a proud scholar of Legacy Academy. Actually, I learned a lot of things, but I'm going to be talking about a particular topic which talks about goal. A goal is something you aim for that requires working and plan. And in life, our number one priority needs to be our goal. We need to set our goals, like the things you need to plan, like your event for the day, so that you can be able to achieve a greater success. Thank you.
It starts from your everyday life. So we have just two persons to go. Okay, I'll take a girl and a boy. No, pardon me, I'll have to go to this side. All right, so.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ifan Jessica, and I'm a proud student of Legacy Academy. When I was younger, I felt like I wasn't belonging in my surroundings. Felt like I want to be a changed person to fit in. But not that I feel like I don't need to change.
Good. Except that change is positive. Except that change, it's something positive, something beautiful, something good. Do not change for anyone or anything. All right, the last person. Yeah, someone who has not said anything today. Okay, let's have you, please. Have you spoken today? No, I was actually referring to him. Yes. The person in front of, okay. Okay. Please, can we have, okay, thank you.
My name is Chiriji Oluchi, and I'm from the Marvin Academy. Okay. What I learned today was that you can be anything you want to be if you only believe.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, at this juncture, I want to thank everyone for your participation, starting with our honorable and dear speakers. Thank you so much. And yes, to you too for listening. I want to believe that we have been able to communicate with you today. And definitely you will make good use of everything you have heard, that you have learned, or that you have learned today. And you will do the right thing. Please, in whatever you do, believe in yourself. Be focused. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do anything, provided that thing is good. It's honorable, it's positive. Don't let anyone talk you out of it, because point for you when you believe in yourself. And yes, while you're believing in your own self, please don't be the reason for someone else's sadness. Make sure to always put a smile on someone's face every day. When you go to bed at night, ask yourself, how many people smiled today because of me? And that would have made your day if you have done the right thing. I am Oluwaseyi Elams. Thank you so much for coming. And now, I would want to call our mommy, the host, and the one and only CEO, and Her Excellency is here to give us her remark. Please join me with a standing ovation to welcome her. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You may please have your seat. Thank you so very much. Sorry, darling. How many of us here have gotten something to go home with? Have you? With that, I just want to say a very big thank you to Auntie Francis Ndu. That was awesome. Communication is everything. Without communication, you can't move an inch. And she says something. If you do not connect, you cannot communicate effectively. Wow. She says a lot of things, and I'm happy that most of you were taking down notes. Thank you so much. We are all talking about having a great life, a great future, a great country, a great nation, but it starts from each and every one of us. And the one thing that can enable us just be that who we want to be is be open to learning. That was an amazing one. Thank you so much. And of course, for our own Auntie Winifred, always available anytime we are calling her to come. We cannot thank you enough. She said, be creative. What do you do with your time? It's very, very important. And she, of course, talked about the 8 dimension of what? The well-being. Your well-being is everything, right? I just hope, and after this section, we just go home, consciously just sit down and go through what we have heard. Thank you so much, Auntie Winifred. And of course, for my sister, Pastor Gladys. Oh my God. All of them are amazing. Honestly, and like what Hawa said, everything was just connecting. And that was the whole idea. That at the end of the day, we will know that we have come, we have seen, and we have conquered. So to Pastor Gladys, thank you so much. You touch areas that people run away from. And I want to say that all the topics that we have been able to listen to, as I was just sitting there, I was talking to myself, it can't just be a mistake. It cannot just be accidental, especially talking about the area of this sexual curiosity. Is one area that this is the period that you must hear this talk. It's for your own. What I have is not the name Rochas attached to my name. What I have is my integrity. That's what I have, my integrity. It's not the name, it's not your background, it's you. And the truth that what you do with yourself, you will pay. You know, something stood out when, I don't know, one of our speakers was talking about patience. Before I read accounting, I did hotel and catering management in Imo State for 2 years. And the school I went to, mostly girls, once it's 4 p.m., 5, you see all sorts of cars will come and line out. And they will carry people. The ones that are not able to be carried, they will go and start at Wedra Road. And they will go. Once it's Friday, you see girls are parking their tents. I was in that school. Fortunately or unfortunately, my pocket money comes from Jos. And in most cases, I'll have just like probably 100 naira, and I have to manage just before the next pocket money will come. And I see myself going to buy 10 naira yam. I will select the head part and I will be eating it. Just that I'll take water and I'll be filled up. Several years later, the same Imo State, the same Owerri, going back to be the first lady. Now, imagine a situation where I was one of those students because I had a reason to be part of those girls that will enter those cars because I need money to eat, I need money to dress, to look good, to meet up. Imagine what would have happened. Becoming the first lady in that same state. Be patient. Be patient. Your attitude towards whatever you are going in life is very key. And that is a determinant factor of the next level. I'm just excited, and I wish you are as excited as I am, because you have just been armed with what you actually need to not just crawl, not just to walk, not even to run, but to what? Fly. I don't know what I will say to this amazing vessel. You know why WODI, Women of Divine Destiny Initiative, WODI, is passionate about the teenagers and the adolescents? Because you are our future hope. If you don't get it right, then it means that our generation and the next generation is gone. But as I was sitting, listening to these lectures, looking at your faces, I had hope, knowing that the faces that are before me, that I'm seeing, are faces of young, powerful, energetic, well-conscious children that know that their life and that their future is in your hand. Your parents can only do what they can do. Your teachers can only do what they can do. But sweetheart, everything is really in your hand. Be patient. That urge that naturally is supposed to be there, you ask yourself, so if I do it, what next? What next? Your body is all you have. Your body is your temple. Don't mess it up. Something tells me that most of you here are probably on that very line of making that mistake. But look at what has just happened today. There's still opportunity for you to turn around. Y.E.S is a program. Young, empowered, and strong. And that's what you are. So I want to thank you very much. This is a program that we do once every month for our teenagers, our adolescents, secondary schools. If your school is not fortunate to be part of the next episode, you join us online and you will never go wrong. Knowledge is everything. Knowledge is power. That is why I cannot thank these wonderful, amazing speakers for what they have done. Wodi might not be able to pay you, but know that God will pay you, honestly, because whatever you sow, you will reap. Now, we said something, and of course, to the teachers that brought these amazing students, can we put our hands together for... No! We are taught on how to clap. Can we clap for these students? Amazing. So, there are some students that stood out. All of you were amazing, by the way. Wonderful student, wonderful section. But there were one or two of you that stood out in terms of you were very, very active. Huh? Because this is a democratic setting, we'll be very honest. Now, I want to believe somebody here, there was a boy here, right? Is he one of those people that did very well? Put your hands together for him. Come. Come and receive this gift. Come and receive this gift. Awesome. On behalf of Wodi, thank you for being an active participant. Your hands together for him. And then we have one other person, right? How many people do we have? A lot. You did very well. So, but I think she also did very well. Put your hands together. Okay, thank you so very much for being very active. Awesome. Now, we have one person from this side, right? Who from this side? Huh? Who? Okay, Philip, right? Put your hands together for Philip. Okay, awesome. Thank you for being very active participants. Okay, now we must go to this school. Somebody, is it Legacy? Proud Legacy Scholar. Okay, so who here? Who from this school? I think him here. Huh? No, from their school. Who is Rejoice? No. No, I think him because he spoke, right? Yeah, put your hands together for him. Awesome. Okay, so from your school, the person that wants to leave for the prove them wrong. Please put your hands together for Miss Prove Them Wrong. Thank you. Okay, and of course to our anchor, Eshepupo. Thank you so much. An amazing moderator. In fact, we'll keep disturbing you. We will not let you go. We have drafted you into this talk show. God bless you. Yeah. So for come our project coordinator, please come and hand over this yourself. Please come. So please, we want to just hand over this token to you for taking our time. Yeah. Okay, Miss Francis, project, come now. Come. Thank you so very much. On behalf of Wodi, on behalf of Y.E.S, we say thank you. And on behalf of all the children here, we say thank you for an amazing topic. God bless you. Okay. Hi, Miss Winifred. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much.
Always an honor.
We can't thank you enough, Miss Winifred, on behalf of Young, Empowered, and Strong Women of Divine Destiny Initiative. Thank you for always being you. God bless. And for Pastor Gladys. Pastor Gladys. Thank you so very much. We will come again. We will call you again. It's not only for this program, also for other of our programs like Harmony Hub. Please. Thank you very much on behalf of Women of the Divine Destiny Initiative and Y.E.S. God bless you. Okay, so at this point, I will just... Yes, thank you. So we just have some of our books. My Child, Youth Our Treasure, Smooth Sail to Secondary School. Of course, you're already in secondary school. Smooth Sail through Secondary School. And then the last book we are going to give you, have to put in your library, is Hunger to Succeed. Do you want to succeed? Are you hungry to succeed? Aha. Remember that it takes a lot, setting goal, right? A lot of things is involved. So I want to call the first school. That is the Marvin, right? Can I have a representative from your school? Marvin School, please come. The student should please come. The student. Thank you. So on behalf of Women on Divine Destiny Initiative, we are so excited to hand over these books to you, hoping that it will serve you, put it in your library. And as you read it, God Almighty will use it to enrich you people in every way that you need to be enriched. God bless you. Then the next school is Legacy Academy. Legacy, somebody should come from Legacy. Okay, Legacy Academy. On behalf of Women of Divine Destiny Initiative, this is for your library. God bless you. And then, okay, no, it's okay, they will still have. Where is that come? Okay, Y.E.S Foundation, College of Africa. I know that you are answering, so you might now donate this one to your library. You are not, I know you are done. So who is coming to receive on behalf of the school? Huh? Hassan, put your hands together for Hassan. Hassan from Niger. Hassan is from Niger, yeah. Hey, son, on behalf of Women of Divine Destiny Initiative. Thank you. So, I know you very well. I know you will donate this into the library, right? God bless you. Stars, come, please come. Stars, come. Wow. This is a gentleman. And it's like he's going to be, are you going to be a medical doctor, a lawyer? None of those. Who respect whatever it is, right? That's what we are taught to do. So on behalf of Women of Divine Destiny Initiative, we want to say we are giving this for your library. God bless you. So at this point, I will ask the project coordinator to just come and say the final word, and then we'll have our little refreshment, and then join us next month online. God bless you. And again, teachers, thank you so much for bringing them. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Are we happy to be here? Are we happy to be here? So let's give everybody, including ourselves, a round of applause. We got that right now. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you everyone who participated. On behalf of the Women of Divine Destiny Initiative, we are saying thank you. And please, next month, unfortunately, your school will not be slotted for next month because we have to get through to other students and other schools as well. So, but do well to go online. You can actually talk to your teachers and or your parents, whichever. So, yes. So we have our social media platforms. How many of you go on social media? Let's see you. Ah, okay. So you have to follow us since you're on social media. You have to follow us. So on Instagram, you can see us as Wodi_NGO. Wodi_NGO. On Facebook, you can see us as Wodi NGO. And then YouTube, you can get us as the Women of Divine Destiny Initiative 9676. Did we get that? Yes. So how do you get us on Instagram? How about Facebook? YouTube? But how do we know that you remember that once you leave here? Okay. Thank you very much. And remember, when we started, we said someone is going to do a closing prayer for us. Who was it? Okay, please. Closing prayer. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In God's name, may Allah give us long life and prosperity. May Allah guide us through the right path and not through evil. All of us who have dreams, may Allah give us the confidence to push forward and accomplish them. All of us will not be pushed to the bad part of this world. In Allah's name.
So thank you very much. There we have refreshments outside. We can just go for our refreshment. Thank you.
Let's go.